Testing. Hello, A, B, C, D. Testing.
Test 1 2. Test 1 2. I got a bottle opener.
Hello, everyone in the chat. We will get started in a minute.
Hey everyone, we are doing a build, or my build specifically, that is an upgrade of my existing edit machine, which I have right here.
It's the classic.
It's the classic
Masa Oka
2500K that has not been cleaned out in 7 years. 2011 is the build.
Gordon, do you see any?
There might be some dust and crud.
Yeah, do you see any dust in there, Gordon?
What do you
I see
think?
a lot of dust. I see a stock fan.
Stock fan. There might be some spider webs. Maybe a half-eaten burrito somewhere lost inside there.
Why don't you take off the side and lay it down so we can switch the overhead cam.
Okay.
Let's take a look inside of it, because I always like seeing before and after. What is this case exactly?
It's a Fantech.
Gordon, I think
something.
you're muted.
Am I?
Yeah.
It's a Fantech case. if you're asking me what exact model it is,
Say it again.
No.
I don't know
Talk
what
again?
model it is.
Test.
So let's look inside. I have 4 canisters of air
Unmuted.
just in case I need it all.
There it is.
I don't know if you can see that, but that is a spider web.
Oh,
right
let me
there.
switch to the
I don't know if you
the
can-
nifty overhead cam. There we go.
It's not incredibly unmessy, right? It's not terrible, but it is pretty dusty.
So this is a Core i5 2500K. A lot of parts, a lot of CPU, a lot of people have. GTX 970. 8 gigs of RAM. Holy smokes.
8 gigs of
DDR3.
RAM.
That is just like.
live with only 8 gigs?
8 is tough. 8 is tough on a gaming rig.
All
You
right.
have the nest. That's pretty clean.
Well,
You know, please do not blow into the dust. That is the worst thing ever.
don't blow into the dust.
Well, you know how like when people like they're working on it and
Yeah.
they're like, oh, it's so dusty, and then they blow, they go,
You mean with their mouth?
yes, and then everybody in the entire room is inhaling all of the dust that you just blew.
So then what do you do?
It just sucks. It's just like you're like, stop. I had to I actually recently upgraded the video card in my kid's computer, Glenn's computer. He did it himself, but I could tell he was about to go, oh, dust, blow it. It's like,
Yeah.
no, do that outside, not with
Oh.
us in the room. So you're gonna start stripping this out.
Yeah, just so basically, if you haven't watched the original kind of pre-build video, the explanation is that I'm upgrading like 90% of this computer.
You're upgrading 99%. The only thing you're keeping is the case.
No, I'm keeping one SSD, and I realized that I actually have an optical drive in here. Should I keep the optical drive? Convince me one way.
Yeah, of course. 'cause
Get
it's
out.
there.
Man, this guy is stuck.
Come on,
There we
Dan.
go. There we go. All right, so
So Dan is going from a quad-core, no hyper-threaded i5 2500K to 8700K. 6 cores, 12 threads. Main reason he does video editing, and he really is attracted to that quick sync support built into the IGP of the 8700K of the Intel integrated parts. Don't get angry at Dan. Go look at the people who have done videos on QuickSync. It really does amazing things when applications use it. Handbrake uses it. Premiere uses it.
Friend of the show, Gamers Nexus, Steve from Gamers Nexus, he uses QuickSync for his own
Right.
stuff.
I personally
That's why he
argue for
picked
Ryzen,
Intel. That's
more
why he
cores.
picked Intel. So
I've argued for 2700X, but there's a really good
Okay.
argument for 8700K.
let's take this video card out.
Yeah, if it's stuck.
and what's the video card you have in there?
This is a 970 right now.
You said that you play mostly RTS games?
Yeah, mostly strategy, not too many first person, a little bit third person games. I was playing a lot of Destiny, which is, first, but is there a lock on it?
Push.
All right, there we go. Let's just put this behind, get this stuff out of the way.
I'm going to help as well to speed things along. We got to pull the antennas.
And the new motherboard has Wi-Fi built in.
Dan, you didn't even need to upgrade your computer. All you had to do is buy better Wi-Fi.
All I had to do was clean out the fan.
You're running. Why are there only 2 antennas on this thing?
Because I have an external one with a wire, because those weren't giving me quite the signal that I wanted. And let me just unplug the fan from the other side.
You really are playing on Wi-Fi, and your Wi-Fi is so fringy. Well, you're not playing games online, though, so it doesn't matter.
Not competitive, nothing competitive.
What does competitive mean to you, Dan?
If I'm shooting against other people,
Warships is competitive.
Are you on a team in the
sorta.
games you play?
I would say if in Destiny 2, I would say you are somewhat of a team sometimes.
Counter-Strike,
Depending on the mode.
you are on a team.
I don't play Counter-Strike anymore.
But I'm just saying, are you on a team?
Am I on a team?
In your games?
All right, where is this fan plugged into? Here's the cable.
You know what I'm saying?
Say that one more time.
So the games you play, are you on a team?
No. What did I just say?
Well, yeah, Counter Strike. It's team based.
Are you
It's
playing-
team based. He's saying, or yeah,
Are you
play
playing
team based
by
games.
yourself, or is it a team-based game like in this Destiny 2 thing?
Well, sometimes you're like a squad, but you're shooting against the computer. So, is
So
it?
you are on a team.
Yeah.
I think he's trying to make a point somewhere.
You are, therefore, people are counting on you
Yeah.
to win.
Yeah. And I still do all right. Okay.
But you do understand that playing PC games on Wi-Fi,
It's not ideal, no. If I could have an easy way of running cat to my office, I would.
Well, but don't you own your house? Can't you just rewire the house?
Yeah, I've been considering.
like you could have just skipped this whole upgrade and just run Cat 5 to your computer.
And that'll do it. Huh?
I'm just saying, you're letting your team down by playing games on Wi-Fi, and you are playing competitive because you're playing on a team. Your team members are counting on you.
Is that competitive? I feel like that means competition, and I don't. Teamwork is not competition necessarily.
Well, if you are, let me see, is your effectiveness? I don't understand why this is so hard to answer this, but
Who says it's hard? I answered it perfectly.
if you just simply were AFK the whole match, would it hurt the performance of the people you're playing with?
Sure.
So they are counting on you.
Yeah.
So it's a team.
Yeah. I don't drop out. So
But you're playing on Wi-Fi.
yeah.
Just run Cat 5 through the living room floor. It's fine. What's
Hey, he does have a good router.
If I was in college, I would just let the thing hang out.
That's what she said.
are you saying that your
I'm no
your
longer in
partner
college. Yeah.
would get angry because you are?
She would actually probably be willing to live with it. I wouldn't. I just feel like I've graduated from the college lifestyle. Maybe, I don't know about you, Gordon. Do you have.
So you are intentionally hurting the performance of your team because you don't like wires.
Well, I think I
being
make
out.
up for it. So I think if we were playing together, Gordon, I would still say that my Wi-Fi connection and me playing would still be better than your T1 if you had a T1 connection.
Yeah, you know
That's what I'll
what?
say.
You could take probably the world's best players, make them play on Wi-Fi, fringy ass Wi-Fi where you have to run an extra third antenna externally, and I'm going to guess their performance is going to drop.
People play StarCraft on servers across the world with latency.
Latency.
So, and it still works for them.
Yeah, but the latency is through the internet, not intentionally like.
All right, let's see. I think I got all the.
What happens when you microwave something? You got everything?
Just to derail this topic, who is it? I think, where did I lose it?
Did I miss one?
Somebody was asking Gordon if you can explain what QuickSync is.
QuickSync is the built-in hardware circuits Intel puts into IGP. They've been doing it for several generations now, and it's a dedicated hardware encoding, decoding. So you feed whatever you want into it. If it's supported by Premiere or Handbrake, it then does the super magic whatever you do to your video, and it's faster.
Let's move some of this aside.
QuickSync is only supported in IGP, so not in 10 core, not in 18 core parts, only in 4 cores, 6 cores. It's actually pretty good stuff. You know, clearly, it's not just me. Go out and look. Performance-wise, it's pretty great. And as Adam noted, Steve from Gamers Nexus, I think Hardware Canucks also, right? He also came out and said
Yes.
it was pretty awesomeness.
Yep.
Can I blow air into it now?
Why would you do that now?
Because there's so much dust everywhere.
Dusty says appropriate name says that you should just use a leaf blower at a safe distance.
I'm going to go here.
At this point. And Gordon, while you're out there, Gordon? Oh, he walked away.
Can people see the dust blowing?
Oh yeah, it's going right towards the camera. It makes it look like a noise. digital noise. Oh yeah.
Oh, my God.
Oh yeah, that's bad. Man, now I gotta clean the whole place.
Well, we're having construction happen anyways.
Sure.
That's not construction.
For those of you who can't see, Gordon is standing like right outside the door of the studio at a safe distance. Gordon, can you hear me?
Yeah, what's up?
Zen Photocraft is asking about Powerline Ethernet. Would you rather do Wi-Fi or Powerline Ethernet?
That's a tough one. I've tried Powerline Ethernet, and I've had a lot of issues because of all the interference from other equipment. And these days, Wi-Fi is actually pretty good. I mean, it's faster, the latency. They really worked. All of the technology and efforts and money have gone into Wi-Fi, not Powerline. So I got to say, you got to go with Wi-Fi these days. Powerline does solve some things though, where you just simply can't get through a wall with Wi-Fi because you live in a bunker. But these days, most likely, Wi-Fi is going to be better because the routers are just so awesome. That doesn't mean you should use it for competitive play and let the team down, but you should, if you got a choice between Powerline and Wi-Fi
right.
these days with a good router, I'd probably go with a.
Got rid of the dust.
Also, another pointed question from Jar and Vandenberg. Gordon, would you rather go a 2600X or a 1700X?
Well, if you faced with those parameters, I would go with the second generation part. It's just much better. A lot of things are better. Memory support's better, higher clocks. Just everything is better about the second generation parts. So I would go with second generation. You didn't, of course, state cost. So
let's
I'm
see
assuming
here.
cost is not an issue.
I'll
Nope,
plug
they
these.
didn't say.
So yeah, I would go with second generation. The second generation Ryzen's really awesome.
Do you think I should remove one of these whole bay systems for like better airflow?
No.
No, because I don't need them all.
Oh, I see. When you're done, maybe later. I doubt it. You won't need it.
So
In this case, you've got decent. It looks like you've got.
as one
That's
big ass
decent.
fan here, and one I forget what size this one is.
Gordon's finally cracking into his first beer, which I will do as well.
I
So
kind of
let's-
wish I was in construction because you can start your beer at like 9 a.m.
Gordon is having a Coors Light, correct?
And these are nice because these are screwless.
And then I have a Lagunitas IPA
Well,
that I'm
why
gonna
are you pulling those
switch
out
to.
now? You're gonna.
Well, I'm gonna only keep one of these,
Okay.
and then I'm gonna get rid of the other two. So plus
another-
I have to undo all the power.
Because Adam was saying we go too damn slow with
Yeah,
these things.
you're going way too slow.
You just like this is. I say bust this out. Bust out your motherboard. Put it. You're ready to go. I would not worry. Look at this.
I still got to disassemble take out the power supply.
Yeah, because he's going into that case.
Don't worry, we forgot to count the disassembly part. I was telling Adam we could build this baby in 10 minutes.
Don't believe it.
Do the full upgrade.
Another
Sure.
pointed question from Mohammed. Razer Blade 15 or Alienware M15, the new redesign.
Oh, so I'm gonna guess. I'd have to look at the prices to compare parts. Price to spec. Oh gosh, I think the M15 is definitely a little bit bigger. It's a huge decrease in size. I'd want to see them side by side. So if you want to do the plus and plus negative column, probably as far as hardware goes, they're very similar. I would, although I have not seen the M15 and tested it, I'm going to guess because it's a brand new design, they have engineered it for today's parts. So I'm going to guess you're going to get higher clocks out of the M15. That's just my guess. We don't know yet. We'd have to see the M15. But I think you're going to get higher clocks out of the M15 than you are out of the Razer Blade. I've seen the Razer Blade. When you run it in game mode, which they call game mode, you are getting much higher clocks than out of the box, but you do have to set it to game mode, and it cranks the fans up a lot louder. So CPU side, Alienware's got a slight edge. Graphics, probably about dead that even maybe Alienware's got a little more of an edge if they have done their cooling homework. What do you need? You're good.
No, I'm just trying to make sure I have everything.
But I think the
Chad
Razer
is
Blade is
reminding
really
you to
small.
pop off the IO shield.
Oh yeah.
There.
Hold on, I still gotta.
That's the way to do it.
And Korean Hulk is asking, Gordon, do you have any information on future Alienware M15 configurations?
You know, I don't. Do they? I know they didn't offer an i9 version, though. I think right. There's no i9 in the M15. It sort of speaks to Alienware and Razer. If you notice, there is no i9 in both of their configurations, and I think that's probably because they go like, if we put an i9 in here, you're going to expect higher clock performance, and it's really tough to do in these thin and light laptops. So I know. And as far as like between the two, I don't know. So plus column for Alienware, you get the amplifier, so you can do external cheap support. You also get Thunderbolt 3. Razer does that as well. Big plus for Razer is it looks cool. It's all black. I also like their per key lighting. Very, very bright. It's one of my favorite. If you're into the LED per key lighting. Big plus for Alienware is they're huge. They're a big company. They've got a lot of resources. Razer is a lot smaller. I mean, it's sort of like, if you want to look at it, it's a big car company that has resources and parts and supply chain. Razer is more of an almost custom car company in a way because, you know, they don't sell a billion laptops, so it's a lot smaller, fewer engineering resources, fewer resources overall, so you got to factor that in.
Also, Jose on YouTube says, all you had to do is get a new case, you cheap ass.
That is actually.
I know.
That is very true. That extra $50 to $100, man.
And Nick is asking what power supply is in this old case.
It's an Antec 550.
Yeah.
We don't know the model yet. We'll look at it when it comes out. But he is upgrading to an EVGA 750 that he got for a killer deal. $50.
Yeah, could have been better.
Could have been better, I guess. I hear.
better.
We'll see if we hear from Elena on that. But
Also, Gordon, 2 more questions for you. Is G-Sync still useful at 144 hertz in older games?
oh yeah, sure. I think that's actually probably where it shines. You're not going to be pushing 144 frames a second in Shadow of the Tomb Raider at 1440, right? So I think it's actually.
Oh wait, not even my old one. Not even modular.
Actually, he's wrong.
Antec
Oh,
620.
you don't
wonder.
have a 550. You have a 620.
Man, you could have kept with it, right? Then
But
you
what
wouldn't have to
about
pull
age?
everything out.
Like,
Yeah.
do they get too old?
Do they wear out?
Yeah, do they wear out?
I mean,
7 years of use.
yeah.
Do you think?
That's yeah.
Shh, don't tell Gordon I'm blowing it real quick.
You know what they say human dust is made out of?
A lot
Skin?
of like skin.
Not
And,
actually true. It's mostly just crap from your house.
Crap from the
and I
house,
have a
like
Roomba, so
fecal matter.
theoretically,
I gotta say, Dan, I don't know. Well, I mean,
cases, I think,
$60 is super cheap.
we'll put this back here.
I think you could have just kept this damn power supply, man.
You think so?
It's a 620. Antec, of course, you know, is a big name from
was a big
15
name or
years
still
ago.
a big name?
They are clawing their way back into being relevant again, but 620, but it's $60. All right, I guess you could argue it's $60 is $60. But Dan upgraded for the modular component.
Keep it nice and clean.
Also, back on the 144 hertz thing, Peter Jensen says, did you read what I posted? Research from the University of Utrecht, fighter pilots, something about that,
Wi-Fi
shows
cable.
that people can recognize objects at 1/240th of a second. They used a 240 hertz TN monitor for it.
Oh, yeah, so Peter is saying, yeah.
That humans can discern up to 240 hertz.
And I did already look at the manual, so I know which RAM slots to go in.
Although it brings up a good point. I've never, oh, really? You looked
Yeah, he
ahead
did.
of time?
Yeah,
Dan did his homework. I've never actually tried 144 versus 120. It is actually
you mean 220?
no 120. So
Versus
the
144?
original high refresh was an offshoot from NVIDIA's 3D efforts. They basically developed these panels to do 3D, which, as we know, was a failure on gaming. but the original 120 hertz panels were all 120, and then 144 was sort of the newer, higher spec version, better. Of
Interesting.
course, now it's 240, but 144 versus 120, I guess, is still a decent decrease. But in latency, but I guess I don't think I could tell. 240 to 144 would be interesting.
Also, Jose's asking 9900K or 8086K CPU for gaming only.
Whatever's cheapest.
Modern is asking Asus ROG Zephyrus S Ultra Slim versus Asus ROG Zephyrus M versus Razer Blade 15. Which to choose?
Oh man, I don't know. That's a tough one. I don't think I've seen the newer Zephyrus. But if they're, Asus is their MO on some of those is not to go for battery life. You're going to get a bigger battery out of the Razer Blade. Generally, I think they're pushing pretty big batteries. The Zephyrus, I think, is smaller battery, so you got to consider that. It's not going to be great out of any of them, but if you actually do want to sit in a cafe on occasion and browse and do work, then the Razer Blade may give you probably is going to give you better battery life because it just simply has a bigger gas tank.
Nick is asking, are you going to upgrade to an NVMe?
It is.
Right here.
He's going from a SATA to NVMe.
From a 250 gig SATA 2.5 inch to a 500 gig NVMe and a 2 terabyte SATA.
Nice,
SSD.
nice.
Yeah.
So that's I probably maybe didn't need to have to go with that 2 terabyte drive, but I figured it'd be nice.
This is a decent board you bought back then. Gigabyte Z68 XP UD3. UD3, of course, is the bottom of the line, but still Z68.
Is this a heatsink for this?
No, that's just the.
Or just a protect, or is it a sticky?
It's sticky.
This is the thermal pad.
So there is a thermal pad on this.
Yeah, but the plastic is not the thermal pad.
Does that mean you have to take off this label?
No.
So it doesn't really matter.
Oh, so you just mount it in there. You're going to
buy this
unscrew
one.
this.
Oh no, there is a label I have to take off.
Well, actually, you need to look in your manual. You should look in your manual
then
to
it-
see which one you should be running that into. Because you do that.
Yeah,
Do the CPU other stuff. I will look.
but the CPU this would be easier to do it right now. I'll do
Yeah.
RAM. I'll do RAM.
Yeah.
That's easy to get.
No, CPU, man.
But then it's underneath it.
What?
If the fan's right here.
You put the CPU in.
Oh, just the CPU, not the fan yet. Okay.
Gordon's going to look up the placement for the NVMe.
11. And then it just tells you. Wait, where it doesn't tell you where to go, is what I like. It just says 11. Thanks.
It just says
Where should I go to look that
use
up,
it.
folks?
Okay. 87.
I always recommend you look this up because they're not the same.
Hey, Dan, chat saying don't take the label off, just the plastic.
Just the.
Yeah. You don't take the label off there.
Which would what?
Although I suppose there are people who would say, no, you need to do it because that's an insulating layer.
I would
between
think
your
it's an
thermal pad.
insulating layer.
Yeah, Tim Lau is saying that the label is thermally conductive.
Ah.
Yeah, but no, it's still in the way. Tim, what you do is you take that off and then you lap it. So you want to get right to the actual chips.
But yeah,
And you take off that surface layer and there's ink on there.
Yeah, Anon
That's
is
in the way,
saying
too.
Anon is saying PC Per says the heat pad should hit the memory controller, which doesn't like heat, when the memory itself likes heat.
Yeah, I really respect PC Per and Ellen and all the. I do think sometimes people are overthinking all of this.
Yeah, maybe. Well, especially, Dan isn't going to be stressing it so hard.
Let's see, 32. What the heck is this?
Did you put it in the right way, Dan?
I mean, it fits in the groove.
There you go. Don't mess it up. Nick Poverman says both NVMe slots on this board are the same.
Yeah, you would just you would think so, right? It looks like they are. I just why don't they have just block maps to tell you where the hell it's running? Because you can either
Except one is longer than the
Jose Gordon loves Coors Light.
other. So let's see. This is
it's free.
And I'm sorry, Gordon. We have a question that they keep. Who's it? Korean Hulk is asking. Has been trying to get in. Will there be any laptops with Vega 20 GPU that's not a MacBook Pro?
I know of no announcements. I would hope that they do because I'd like to see that on the PC instead of just on the Mac. I mean, it's not a bad part. Those Vega parts are pretty good, so I'd like to see that. I have not seen any announcements. I know of none.
So so here's the question, Gordon. Because this screw is way over here and it's up and don't want to come loose. Should I move this screw over here?
What?
Because that's the the riser for it, right?
Yeah, just move it. Well, it depends on where you want to put it. So look, the
If
thought
it really
is,
doesn't, but then this one also has the heatsink. Doesn't matter. On this, it doesn't matter
oh, there's actually no heat. It doesn't. I mean, that's why I think people are.
because it won't. It's too long for this guy.
I mean, you might need it more because think of it. If it's like this and all the heat is going up,
Yeah.
then maybe the heatsink makes a difference. I don't know.
Should we leave it to chat?
Leave the chat. Let chat decide.
Dan,
Should
do you trust
move the
chat?
mount? Although, can you? So that's just. So this is the same thing. So
Yeah.
you need to.
Chat chime in and say, should he put it in the top slot or the bottom
You
slot?
only have to move this.
To that one, yeah.
Just gotta move
Yeah.
that. There.
But then this one doesn't have a.
Yeah, that's because this plugs into it.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
Screws into it. All right. So if you want to move it, Dan's gonna move it.
Is he?
Looks like he is. I guess he's not listening to chat.
All right. I'll let chat.
What did
I'll
chat
let
say?
chat decide.
I think Chad is catching up.
All right. So get this out of the way. Get that out of the way. Let's get my RAM. And
The screws on the motherboard stay on and are threaded to accept a tiny screw from the NVMe drive.
yeah.
Yeah, you have to move the mount for different sizes.
Oh, okay. Heatsink matters when it's above the GPU. Never put the M.2 in the middle. The further one goes to chipset, I'd say closest to CPU. Top slot, top slot, top slot.
Which I
Everybody's
thi-
saying top slot.
Top slot.
It's usually the fastest one, right? Or I
Yeah.
always assume that closest to the top is always the fastest of everything.
It looks to be about 80-20, say top slot.
All right.
Maybe 85.
See?
Sometimes, I guess. I don't. I'm not convinced that it's going to really. I kind of think if it's below it, then you're below the heat from the GPU. But it's not like it's going to kill you, right?
So this one's tight in?
Enough.
Okay, so let's get this guy out then.
And Nowhere is asking, has Dan ever built a PC before?
You
So-
pulled his last one.
I've built probably maybe 5 computers and upgraded them throughout the years since I started in junior high. So
But in all that time, he's never run a LAN cable to his computer.
in college, we just had them hanging from the ceiling because no one cared.
Yeah, the people who are arguing for bottom slot are saying that it's cooler than the top slot. But
I was saying-
But you never know fan.
But you got your
Air-
you got your thermal pad and your.
But everyone's saying it's the same. Not everyone, but most people are saying it's the same PCIe lanes.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, they'll both take PCIe, so
Also,
That last
yes,
board we did.
Dan and I are normies. We are not experts like Gordon
Yeah,
and Brad. We don't build all the time. I've probably built maybe only a dozen in my life.
what's up with this normies thing everybody's using?
We have passionate fans in here who build PCs all the time. Gordon, we gotta be as cool as them.
So the bottom one is PCIe only, and the top one is SATA and PCIe.
So if I ever want to upgrade, then I'd have to consider that
Well, you would,
or add on another one.
it doesn't. Yeah, it would have to be NVMe PCIe. Well,
All right.
PCIe, not necessarily NVMe.
And Peter Jansen says that stock Intel cooler is incredibly ugly. What do you
They
think,
work,
Gordon?
though. Yeah, they are. I mean, they work. You know, they're really. I do
Scoot it
enjoy
over to
putting
the
them
right a
on
little
because they're
bit.
easy to put in.
Scoot it over to the right a little bit, just so
Oh,
it's
you
in
wanna
the
see?
frame. Yeah.
All right, this is the original. This is the old. This is the new.
Yeah, what motherboard is that? What's the?
A Gigabyte GA Z68XP UD3,
Actually, you know what, man?
circa 2000 and.
Yeah, I feel like my older build had that.
Really?
Yeah,
Really?
yeah.
No, this is you didn't swap your board.
Because you had a
mean
2500K
Yes, yes,
too.
yes, yeah.
Oh,
You had a 2500K, right?
Well, no, I didn't even have a K. I went with the non-overclockable part because I was cheap. Back in the
let's
day.
see. So I got RAM, got the M.2. Now it's just the fan, right? But I feel like the fan's easier to put on later because of all the screws, right?
it's a. You do have to mount a backplate and everything, but that case, does it actually have an open back? Yeah, it does. You can do it either now or earlier. It's actually very easy to do it now.
You do it now, even how giant
Can
they
you
are.
access all of your
Screws.
mounts?
Probably.
So here. The other problem is getting to the damn power, but that's not too bad. I think you can do it either now or later. I think generally I would do it now. It's probably
Okay.
easier.
Everyone is liking your selection of RAM, Dan.
Thank you.
Is it because of the color?
RGB.
Yeah.
I only got that one because it was on sale. But if you looked at the case, at my house, it's against a wall and the window portion is against the wall. So you literally never see it at all.
Why does it have my name on there?
Oh, that was from something else.
And
That was from the
Nick's
video.
asking, are you sure you put the RAM in the correct channels?
1 and 2, and the manual said 1 and 2. So, as I understood it.
Okay.
But again, the manual part is kind of tricky.
Also,
Yeah.
Gordon,
I will double check.
Rusty's asking, are you pumped for DDR5? There have been rumors about it reaching 5400 megahertz.
You know, I'm always for big memory changes. I just have gone through so many of them, and it's always a lot more painful than everybody expects it to be. And if this is any less painful than the transition from STR to RAM bus to DDR to dual channel DDR to DDR 333 to DDR 400 and DDR 2 and DDR 3 and DDR 4. I don't think it will be. It's always going to be painful. It's always going to be disappointing. People will be very disappointed because, oh my gosh, I'm not suddenly getting 30% more performance from going from DDR4 to DDR5. It will be nice for capacity, hopefully. So that's the best thing, is we should go up in capacity.
Gordon, does DDR stand for Dance Dance Revolution?
It does.
That's my question.
2 modules. You should be using slots 1 and 2. You are in the correct place. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, interesting.
What?
They say for 2 modules, you could either use the inner pair or the outer pair.
Yeah. Wait, inner pair or outer pair?
Yep.
That's weird.
But what are they recommending?
But-
As long as the damn thing posts.
No, because like it's in order of this. So it's either these two or these two, right?
What? Yeah, so you can go 1 and 2. I think
Yeah.
1 and 2. So outer pair, see the outer pair? So like pairs.
Oh, that's how you call it. I would
Well,
think
that's the way
that this
I
is
always
outer
think of
versus
it.
inner.
What? This is CPU inside,
Okay.
outside.
Okay, that makes
Middle of motherboard? Not middle of motherboard. Outside. I know when you play your Wi-Fi team games, letting everybody down is a little different. Dan!
Gordon.
Get to the edge. Which edge?
Gordon, that's to confirm that's G-Skill Trident Z, correct? That he's using for RAM.
Correct.
And what's the speed and CAS latency on it?
speed is 3000, cast latency is 16. 16, 18, 18. Yeah.
You know what I'd like to know? How many people actually set all of their memory timings?
I feel like this is when things started changing is these mounts.
What?
So this goes,
So you need
this is the
a,
back side?
Yeah, you need the correct. Okay, so what you do is you take this baby. You're going to So you need to find the hardware to run. You do the mounting plate first. Are we over? Yeah. So you can do the mounting plate first. So grab the hardware for that. Whoa! Look at this.
What is it? What is it?
Cooler Master. Look at that's just like. That's just nice. Look at that. You're getting this. I don't know if you can see this on camera. Look at that. Holy smokes. Cooler Master, that's just wonderful.
That's the next level.
No, I'm not even saying that you get thermal paste, but you're getting everything in this beautiful little pack so you can open it up. I'm going to open it up and drop everything, I bet. But what's really cool is they also give you the tool for everything.
So should I push this in first?
So what you should do, oh, okay, here. You see you,
Oh, okay.
you mount this.
First, I got to put the thermal paste, though.
No,
you got to
put the mounting plate on the cooler.
Oh.
Is my head blocking this damn thing?
Yeah, it's fine.
Oh, let's see. Do they use? Yeah. Are you looking at the instructions?
Which screws are those?
What? All right. Where are you? Intel. Where's the mounting plate? 1150. Yeah. So.
So E and D.
Yeah. So you don't even need. You go straight into the bracket.
So don't even bother. Wait, the riser? There's a riser.
What?
No?
What riser?
This guy.
The brackets for the back.
It looks like there's like a little cup thing,
That is interesting.
right?
Can this build run Crisis?
Yeah. Wait. Let's look at this.
Yes.
Wait. So there's.
Green side of the bracket should face the board.
Yeah. We're there. Oh.
But they both have green side.
True.
No, that's not right. It should be the other way.
Yeah, it should be the other way. Oh, but there's another right.
So what they're saying, yeah, that's not right. These instructions are foobar. What? This should just be the bottom side of the screw. What is this little? Oh, maybe we should be running these longer ones. That's way too long.
Everyone says this is painful to watch.
Why don't they ever just like color
How do you
code
not
these things?
know, Gordon? How do you not know?
Why don't they just not color code these damn things?
Gordon is reading
Right?
instructions. Madness.
They're like, what the hell is this?
Oh,
Wow.
so these wait for the backside. The
Yeah.
question is, do we use the tall ones or the short ones?
I'm gonna guess the.
Don't forget to use your tweezers.
Yeah, we do. You always need your tweezers. Oh, interesting. Probably. Man, that's just way too much. It seems like. But why don't they? Why are these not color coded? They just put everything in there and then they didn't.
I will ask those questions after they figure this out.
Wow, that's. Is there another? Are those? Oh wait, so that's for a different. That's for AMD, right?
Oh, yeah. Oh, no. See, it is empty. This is for Intel, though.
In Shark Style, I am the
And it says
voice of
for
the people.
E, which are the
Just
thinner
kidding, I'm not.
ones.
But I try.
Wow, interesting.
Unless, well, which one is it? Because it's different kinds of
You're 11.5x.
And we don't
5X.
cut out anything. This is
11.5x, but there's
live.
Yeah, they're all it's all the same. They haven't changed it from 1150 to today. And it does, what I don't know is, so this is, they basically both have the same, see, they don't tell you which screws, but I'm going to guess those because they're that's a little strange. This is what was in there?
so this looks like it goes into the with the skinnier ones,
What?
the skinnier, longer ones.
Right. These, yeah. So these go
yeah.
in there. You can do it or you want me to do it?
I can do it.
All right, I'll put them in the. Wow, that's. Oh, huh. Interesting.
Just a heads
the
up,
other
we are 45 minutes in. Gordon, you said you could have done this in
Yeah,
half
but
an
you
hour.
know, I didn't know
Guess
he was
what?
going to take it apart in
Yeah, you did.
slow speed.
We did a pre-prep yesterday.
Wait, where's the rest of the screws?
And Zoltan is saying, "Oh my God, this
The
is
ones that were in that bag.
PC World.
Oh yeah.
How do they review PCs if they don't know how to build it?"
Oh my God. It's terrible.
Gordon.
Yeah. You know what I like? Is everybody can randomly open up a cooler with about 85 different parts, not read the directions, read the bad directions, and then just do it intuitively. And what I always like is they're so close between AMD, big socket Intel, old 1366, 1150X. They're like, everything looks exactly the same. Why don't they just color code the stupid things, right? Green screws for this, red screws for that, but no, it never is that way.
I feel like this is one of the things that's changed over the years. Because like when I had stock, it was just like, boom, easy peasy.
And Leslie Lai says Gordon has lost his magic touch.
Yeah. You can't lose it if you ain't got it. Yeah.
But also, Thomas
the
says,
rest
to be fair, if Gordon is having issues figuring it out, the average home PC builder has no hope.
I really don't understand. Like, I really think, like, people don't realize with every single cooler in the world, it's like IKEA furniture. You ever notice that? Like, people think, like, what, do you think you could ever build IKEA furniture based on intuition? Hell no. They've squeezed an entire couch into a 2-foot by 2-foot box. You think you can open that up and screw it together and have it all work? No, it never does.
When did fans stop being part of the kit?
What do you mean?
Because I feel like
Well, some of them still have stock coolers.
some of them, I guess, still do stock, but I feel like that's always how it was before.
It's usually
Am I
the
wrong?
cheaper ones.
What?
Like,
my-
that have stock coolers when
I
you
feel
buy the
like
CPU.
every CPU that I bought before always came
Oh,
with a
you
fan.
mean which CPUs don't
Like,
come with?
when did they stop doing that?
Well,
They never have. They still come with it.
yeah, because
Wow.
high-end ones never came with them, right?
Yeah, the high end. Their feeling is like, look, we know you're not going to use our $3 heatsink.
I guess
Like we're talking i5 always included them, i7 never.
When Intel started using K parts to differentiate between non-K parts, 2500K came with a cooler, though. The whole K thing has been an interesting adventure. It does work. I mean, it works. They sell boatloads of K parts. I know everybody thinks that all K parts are all overclocked all the time, but I'm going to say 95% of them are not overclocked at all.
And then, I mean, there's certain AMD models that have stock coolers. There a lot of people in chat are saying that Intel is being stingy and not including more coolers.
Yeah, of course. They don't want to. Why would they want to give you more money? They are being stingy. Well, and if you're a stockholder, you're applauding this. If you're an Intel stockholder, you're like, yeah, you don't need it anyway. Of course, you could then spin it as being green, because making one more heatsink that's going to sit on your shelf until you throw it away in 10 years is just wasteful. Of course, we know the reason is, yeah, why would they want to spend an extra $5 when they don't have to?
Yeah. And Gordon, Coors Light or Bud Light?
I would choose Bud Light. This is Coors.
Really? Oh, I always thought you were a Coors
No,
guy.
he's a Bud guy.
Oh, man, I got that wrong. Also, how do you
Free
tell
beer is always the best beer.
Also, how do you tell the difference?
What?
How do you tell the difference?
Well, one is a different can, the label on the outside.
But if they weren't in a different can, could you tell the difference, do you think?
I might be able to. I mean, well, yeah. Yeah, I think so.
What are these guys for? Just to remove the fan if I need to?
AMD, I think. Oh, wait, this is for your, this is came with your fan? Yeah, it's probably for the, if you want to mount another one. Look at the instructions. Oh my God, what are these things always like?
Somebody is linking a YouTube video on how to install this cooler.
You're already there, though. Are you ready? I like how they have these little plastic cups are new. This is new. So like in the 212,
Hey,
the original 212s did not have these little plastic cups.
Let me see the back side of the board. Let me see it. Like me see it.
Oh, why?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's very interesting. They've really changed this. I've used a lot of 212s. It has this little insulator, but the nice thing is they have these little plastic cups Because what would happen is people would just crank down on these mofos until you would actually dig into the motherboard itself.
And so this way the plastic kind of goes first.
It looks like we're doing it right.
It is correct.
For the manual, yeah. Over here,
Yeah.
it goes that
Which
side
one
down.
is this? Is this the Evo?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's see, which way always thermal? And you think that this is just as good as all the other thermal paste?
It's free thermal paste. It's like free beer. It's the best kind of beer. Wait. Are you gonna? Have you thought about how you're gonna mount this? So what fan is gonna go which way?
Fan is intaking this way, and everything's blowing out this way. So it
Okay.
should go that way, I think. And keep this out of the way like that.
There you go. Yeah. These things.
And yes, Steve from Gaber's Nexus sent us this mat. He even signed it for us. Thank you, Steve. And we might have something with him soon.
Yeah, we're hoping to.
Yeah, we always love working with Steve. We have one person in the chat insisting that we're doing it wrong.
Well, the mounting plate, the mounting bracket on the back of the motherboard is incorrect. Look at the directions. Go to
Not quite sure.
Cooler Master, download the Evo 212 manual. This is correct. You mean the mounting plate does not go the other way.
Oh, do we change these holes?
I don't know.
What? No.
No.
What
I can't see
Do
from
like
where
the
I'm at.
inside
So
or the bracket.
It's just says 30. Oh, go ahead and do it, and we'll just make it work.
also, user I'm getting drunk today, Randy, which is a good name. Gordon, what free beer wouldn't you drink?
I don't think I would. How could you not drink free beer?
Well,
I mean,
but what if I couldn't drink a sour? I don't like sours. So even if it's free, I couldn't drink a sour.
you would then spend your own money to go buy another beer?
Oh yeah. Easy.
And free is free. You can't, you're going to make your host feel bad. Oh, sorry, I got to run to Safeway, go get some beer. I can't drink your sour beer. Then they're
Yeah.
going to feel bad.
Should we say?
Also, Peter Jansen saying we should do a video with Steve from Hardware Unboxed sometime.
We
We-
should.
we would love
the
to.
tough thing is, we only see him at events, I think.
Yeah. Also, Modern is asking AMD versus Intel, which is better for video editing?
I think it depends on what you're doing for video.
No, that's all right.
And those plastic brackets are for mounting an additional fan if you want to do push-pull, it looks like.
Does that look right?
Yeah, looks pretty good. That looks correct.
Crisscross goes above the heatsink, below the fins on the cooler.
Yeah. So look, check it out, folks. The bracket is mounted correctly.
Yeah, no, we got the bracket right. And
You would
Gordon,
not be on there. For a while.
Gordon, Northern Tech
I don't
Hermit.
think the X is right, though. I don't think the X is right.
Yeah. Why? Here's this. This might help you. Look. That is the orientation.
Yeah, it
you
looks
are-
right. It looks right.
Yeah. Can't do it
Gordon,
wrong. Well, you could, but
Gordon, if Cooler Master can team up with AMD for Ryzen stock coolers, which are good, who should Intel work with to make decent stock coolers? Also, Dan, real quick, did you remove the plastic sticker from the bottom of the cold plate?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
yeah, that'd be a classic.
I don't.
Dan, who should they team up with?
Who team up with?
Who should Intel team up with to make stock coolers?
I think people have to put Intel's size into perspective.
I don't think this is fitting right.
What? What do you mean?
I feel like I got hung up on this too. I have this heatsink at home,
What's your issue?
It's not.
or
lining
no,
up.
on our work machines.
I think it's supposed to go in a different hole.
That's what
There are going to be comments about that. So let's just.
I already made it.
Because I think it's inside the.
Yeah, it may be. Here, let's see. Oh, you did put it. All right, that's cool.
I think it's supposed to maybe be in the inside of these things.
So you want it to. Boy. Yo.
Somebody's saying you should remove the fan so you can get a better view.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea.
Well, let me just see if I can fit this in actually first. Hold on a second.
That's what she said.
Gives you easier access.
Let me just.
Also, Nick, we are trying a new camera solution for the overhead shot, and unfortunately, I can't zoom from where
try
I'm
the
at.
inside.
I always like this. It's always the funnest part of
Yeah.
it.
Sorry,
Let's try the inside.
we're still
What's
testing out
what's the
different
issue
things
here?
for these
Getting all
builds.
four of them
So
to line up.
people didn't like the camera solution for the last one, so this is a new one.
You can slide. Did you adjust those screws?
That's what I'm trying to figure out which one it is.
Tim says use the number 3 in the instructions for the holes. Don't know what that means.
Yeah, 3. Step 3, sir. You should be in the middle.
Which I am in the. This one's not in the middle. Let's see. All right.
As far as who they should work with, I'm saying you got to remember Intel is a huge company. They ship hundreds. They ship in excess of 200 million to 300 million CPUs a year, probably. So
Okay.
they don't work
Got
with
it.
a single supplier. They often work with multiple suppliers. I would think if you're talking about for high end, I don't think it's a bad idea for Intel to try to develop a high-end cooler, but I also do think that most people are not going to use it. I mean, Intel has made in the years, they have made custom coolers, they've made high-end coolers. People actually credit Intel with creating the all-in-one cooler, the original all-in-one water coolers. I was told the story that Intel had shopped the design around to them before anybody ever had it. But because it's Intel, it never got approved at high up, so then they ended up giving the technology away to somebody else, just giving it up. So it's capable for them to do it, but every time I have seen it, they have tried it a couple times. It hasn't gone over well because they are not attuned to what people want to. They are not going to do it overbuilt. They're not going to do the right colors. They're always a couple steps behind what you're going to get out of Cooler Master or Asetek or all these other folks that are just, they do all the coolness. I think it's a little tough for them to do because they're a little handcuffed, a little corporate for that. That makes any sense?
Yep.
And they have done it. I mean, look, people, you've probably never seen it because nobody's ever written about it. Nobody's ever cared about it, but Intel has done custom coolers over the years. And
yes, we
go
do
over well.
have the back plate on, correct. Everyone is feeling triggered in the chat. Everyone's
By what?
hating this.
What does triggered mean?
That you're triggering them. That they're getting really angry with this.
They want speed build.
I don't know.
You got it? There you go. Yeah.
Well, let's see. Let's see if the holes are right. No.
See, Dan is being careful, folks. It's his own money.
Also, you know what? I have messed around with this cooler as well. It is not that simple.
Universal designs are never fun. They
Yeah.
are never fun. Right? There's always, it's universal, which means they try to minimize the amount of parts that they make for all of the different sockets that people use.
And Holstein has a funny comment. This reminds them of watching somebody try to solve the puzzle box on Hellraiser. That's pretty good. I like Hellraiser. We got one person who's unsubscribed. One person who says we need to clip this because this is going to go viral.
Yeah, that's it. That'd be cool.
Another person saying getting close to Verge territory here.
Well, he needs some tweezers.
Yeah.
He needs some tweezers. Look, I really don't. So one thing I think people need to realize is There's value in doing it in real time. There's value in making mistakes. I don't understand why there are
also-
people who feel that it should be.
Also, there's plenty of people saying, "Hey, this is pretty ballsy to show the whole process." Most people would just cut away.
Yeah, I mean that's one of the things I really believe in is you get to learn from people's mistakes. It's actually a really good thing for people to do. You could do a speed build, slam all this together, and of course Adam was joking, but you could build a computer in 10 minutes, right?
I
But-
don't believe you.
Oh, come on.
I don't believe you.
All right.
I can go get parts right now, 3 p.m., build a computer. That's a Lebowski reference, but never mind.
So for the pizza order, Elena is picking up pizza for us and is going to save us. Gordon has requested a salad. Where should we get our pizza order? Do you know where places are that has a salad option?
Good enough, I think. Yeah. Should it be lower? Should I try to get lower?
What? Of course. You kidding? You're like, it's sitting like a centimeter too
I know,
high.
but it's hard to get it with this RAM in there. I guess I could take out the RAM. Yeah.
Yeah, we ended up doing the same thing with that last build we did where we reversed the fan into a pull because
Oh, really? But I
it's
think
really tight, and then the RAM it's really tight. I'm actually surprised they don't provide a narrow profile cooler. But you know, it's called a keep out zone on motherboards. You would think that there would be enough clearance. The fan actually probably overhangs the keep out zone by enough, but
And the person who unsubscribed said they subscribed again, so that's good.
yeah. I mean, look, folks. It's always better to learn in real. What's a good example in life of things you see that
All right.
you think are real, but they're not real because you've cut out all the ugliness? Now, I actually believe it's better to leave in the ugliness because life is not neat. It's messy and it's ugly.
All right, so this is good now. I think this is all set. What are these little rubber things for? I probably shouldn't have said that.
There's 3, 4
Like,
rubber things.
Yeah, what is
They're probably for dampeners.
Peter,
for
there
the
is no
fan.
way. He always says he can do
My
it.
guess
Nope.
would be they'd be dampeners for the fan for vibration.
Oh, you're right. If you're adding another one.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I just like this little pack. That's nice. That's
So
very
let's put this stuff out of the way. Let's get this guy out because I need a little bit more space to work.
nice. All
Gordon,
right,
do you-
goodbye, 2,500.
Gordon, do you know of any pizza places that also have salads?
Yeah, let's put this over
They
here.
all have salads. Every pizza place in the world has a salad because
Okay, well,
not everybody wants to have pizza from them.
do you?
Or you know what? Anything all bready, carby. Do they have just like how
Thin
about just
crust?
a big ass bowl of pepperoni? That could work.
Dan?
Yeah.
This video
any
not
pizza
brought to you by
places
Gamers
that
Nexus.
you-
I'm fine with whatever. Just no pineapple.
Okay.
So no, what are you going to do now?
Put it in.
Oh, okay. You're not gonna. I'll forget it. Not gonna show it.
What? Do the curly Q?
I was gonna do the curly.
Don't do it.
I
We don't have time.
I don't like the curly Q anyway.
Well, I'm not
Hey,
doing anything
we're-
anyway. Okay,
we're
go.
already an hour
Go.
in. We're halfway through.
It's him. It's the subcontractor you hire.
How long are we in?
An hour. And Peter Jansen just unsubscribed so he could subscribe again because he loves it.
Does that actually get you more subscriptions if you
Don't forget
unsubscribe
this
and
guy
subscribe? Because it's not like YouTube says. They will say like how many subscribers. It doesn't say how many unsubscribed.
No, they do.
They do a net.
But they don't tell you.
No, yeah, when you look at
Yeah, how
the
many gained,
statistics.
how many lost.
Yeah.
But they don't tell the public that.
No.
That'd be kind of cool to have a channel where it's like
Well, they don't tell.
50,000 people unsubscribe to you.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
All right. You got it? All right, IO Shield.
I feel like this is where I always end up like pinching myself somehow.
Really?
And I feel like it never goes in quite as nicely as I want it to go in.
Also, Gordon, while Dan is doing this, why don't you explain to people who Dan is and why he's doing this?
Oh, so Dan, for anybody who doesn't know, Dan is a video producer here. He also does a lot of videos.
he
on videos,
works with
videos
me.
on videos. But Dan is he works in Premiere, he works in Windows for video, His home machine was, as you saw, this was in here, was a Core i5, 2500K, 8 gigs of RAM, 256 gig SATA SSD. That's going away for his 8700K. Idea is some video when he's working at home in Premiere, and also some gaming. The gaming, though, is strategy games, RTS games, so he doesn't need high-end graphics card. He had a 970. The 970, though, is going to go. He's going to borrow a 980 Ti to hold him over to see if ray tracing in RTX actually gets cheaper and gets better, or actually appears to actually make a difference, or whether AMD comes out with something better. But he does admit he could stick with his 970 with the 3.5 gigs of RAM, and he would be happy.
I mean, I wouldn't be happy, but I think at this point, saving the money, it's good enough for now. Like if I was starting from scratch, obviously I wouldn't choose a 970, but it's only a 2-3 year old part, so.
Also, Dan, don't forget to plug the fan into the motherboard.
Yep.
But yeah, so it is a machine for video editing. We talked about it. You can go look at the video on PCWorld.com where we talked about his CPU choice, other hardware choices. I was saying 2700X is nice because of 8 core, 16 threads, cheaper. But Dan is really sort of intrigued by QuickSync support, which is Intel's hardware support for video encode, decode. It is actually stupidly fast when applications use it. So again, go look at videos out there, and he really thinks that's a value. That's why, because really, his 8700K, decent price though, $330. So we're not talking a lot, but that's within striking distance of a 16-core first-gen Threadripper, and a 2800X, of course, would be cheaper. So they're sort of like, well, maybe we should have gone that route, but QuickSync has proven to be very valuable, and.
There's just honestly, I feel like having had an Athlon 64 build, I think before the 2500K, they're just, I don't know. There's something I feel like you can just trust Intel in the long run.
Right. Dan is your basic problem with a lot of mainstream buyers, although this is not a mainstream build at all, and he's not a mainstream person, but a lot of people. The old saying is you don't get fired for buying IBM. These days, you don't get in trouble for buying Intel. I would say I would totally disagree with that because I think, Ryzen and AMD are, great parts, and I would have no problems with them recommending them. As we've said many times, I don't think, like a lot of people will say it's a good alternative. I don't think that is the correct language because I think Ryzen is not an alternative. It's a good choice. It really should be. Alternative makes it seem like you have all these choices, and then here's your outside choice. It really is just simply you put all the prices, all the parts, all the needs on the table, and you look at it. But really, so it did. The branding mattered. So you really sort of you lost some of the trust from the FX days. Which, I mean, is true. A lot of people.
Real quick, Gordon. Halistine is saying that they think there is a mismatch between that cooler, the 212 Evo, and the CPU he's using. That cooler should go more like on i3 parts. What do you think?
I disagree. The 212 Evo is a really decent cooler. And I think he's not going to do heavy overclocking. He's probably going to do any overclocking because most likely Dan is going to be like most K-part users, and he's going to run this thing MCE auto, which is what the BIOS will default to. So it will actually push decent clocks out of this CPU just with this cooler.
Quick question: what's the difference between CPU fan and CPU OPT?
Wait, what?
Like there's two.
Oh, on your fan header. So CPU is your main.
Yeah.
They're all the same.
One's an optional.
Yeah, optional. Like that would be your second CPU fan.
Oh, if I had two on the backside.
Yeah. So plug into the one that just says CPU.
Okay.
Gordon Casper is asking: is the 7800X paired with a 2080 Ti a decent combo? Where is he going to get throttled?
I don't think you'd have issues with that. Well, that's not Kaby Lake, is it? For God's sake.
No.
Let's get the power
I
supply.
can. Let me. I better look at the model.
7800X.
Oh, 7800X. I need to look it up just to make sure.
And you
That's
don't
like the 8-core.
you don't think power supplies age out?
I don't. Well, they do. They do wear out.
But how do you know when it's time to replace your power supply?
When you turn it on and you're playing a game and suddenly it stops working,
How do you know that's power supply and not something else?
you'll know.
Oh,
So
it's
the
a
answer is
6-core.
you'll know.
you'll know.
Oh wow. Wait, is this?
You'll know.
Wait, this is KB Lake, isn't it?
7800X.
Wait, no, it's not. Wait, what the hell is it? It's a 612 part? Yeah, no, I mean, I think you'd be fine. You know? I mean, you'll only be playing at 1080p anyway with ray tracing on. And you're going to get decent clocks. I think it's a fine part. The big question is, 2080 Ti, is it really worth it? Everybody's got to decide that on their own. It is a lot of money and a lot of faith that ray tracing will actually
Put
turn
this
into a
front and
thing.
court.
Well, that video card is still relevant. So I don't know.
Did we get Z Pizza last time? Is that what we got?
I don't know. Let me just come on. Nice bag. See the bag is. Look at that. Look at your EVGA bag. This is Dan's $60 power supply from EVGA, $750. And I gotta say, if I were you, Dan, I would have just used that 620.
What's
But
that?
for $60, let me get out of the way here. For $60, damn, I'd love to hear what people have to say about that. Antec 620. His old power supply was an Antec 620. He's putting in a EVGA 750.
I was just worried about the age of it, really.
I would not worry about age of power supply. I would just do it. These things.
I'm getting drunk today. Randy is asking any reason why Ryzen has 0 onboard graphics. What is the reason?
The design they use, which is mostly the repurposed cores from EPYC, sort of dictated that. You're only seeing it with the APU parts. That may change one day. I don't know if it will, but
You don't think it will?
well, who knows? It's possible. It is, I guess you could argue it's the right choice AMD made for what they had, and for where that CPU plays, it makes sense. Like, to be fair, I have bagged on Intel for years and years and years over IGP because IGP has just been useless. I mean, integrated graphics on Intel has been around for a long time now, and
Yeah.
99% of people don't run it that are real gamers.
If you're just using it as your only graphics.
Yeah, and there are a lot of people who play on IGP. Go look at Steam. They're all playing on IGP. But people who build builds with discrete graphics, you're just sort of getting wasted silicon.
Until recently.
Until with QuickSync is the one reason you're like, oh, hey, you want Intel IGP. It was one of the reasons Dan built this on 8700K instead of Ryzen.
Speaking of Dan's choices, Twern on Twitch is saying, please use the new SATA cables. Throw those ugly blue ones away.
Oh, that's like classic Gigabyte baby blue.
Which is kind of funny because I was thinking about it last night and I was like, I feel a little sad because this was like my baby and you were like, I'm changing out like, all the pieces.
I think you
Well,
should keep
everyone
it on.
says you should have got a new case.
But
Also, hey, here's a real world question. Zfram on Twitch, is Dan going to resell his old parts to recoup some of the costs? That's a good question.
I've always kept everything so that I have one backup. And I feel like I've had to, swap out a video card or something because something died, and I had to kind of piecemeal swap out one at a time to figure out what went wrong. So I probably won't. And how much can you even get for a 2500K?
You can get a decent amount of money.
What
Especially
is,
'cause
you
you're
say
setting
decent about? You might say $20 is decent.
Yeah, you would probably say
was-
20s.
I was looking at prices of 4770Ks, and they were about $140. Right?
For a 4700K. That's 2 years newer. at least, right?
They're
Assuming.
I mean, $100 is $100, right? You're 1/10 of the way to a 2080 Ti.
I mean, if you got $100 for a used 2500K,
That's probably true.
that'd be pretty good.
The whole package. So, but you know what I want to know though? What is everybody's philosophy on doing an upgrade? Like my machine at home is ancient. It is a Sandy Bridge E part. It
Not
is
older than my old one.
Well, I have 8 cores. So I mean, it's a Xeon
exactly.
part.
Yeah.
But what
You have a better part.
So like what
Yeah.
Dan did here is he replaced everything, but he kept his case.
Yeah.
What I generally do is build a whole new system.
And optical drive, and
Yeah, whatever.
and one SSD.
No, but the thing is, if what I usually do is I keep the old system running
Yeah.
because by then it's so antiquated. Even moving drives doesn't even make sense. Like I would just like, I always think like, God, I want a new build with a 10 terabyte drive for backup. That way I can throw all that crap on one drive. Well, I guess I need 2 backup drives. So I
Alright.
have like 2 10 terabyte drives.
So let's do. Should I start doing cables or should I start plugging in the SSDs?
You got your power supply in. I would do cables. Oh wait, yeah, you got to mount your drives.
Which
Well,
are
it doesn't
pretty,
really matter.
the drives are pretty
Are
quick.
you going to do a whole build? Like, actually how you would build this? This is the crappy thing. Well, one thing you could do is take this
Also-
Ethernet port and plug that up, Dan. 'cause
Also,
you're not gonna
real
need
quick,
that.
Dan, for
What?
time, we could just put the drives in later too.
Yeah.
Okay,
I would say plug in your.
We're an hour
your
and 20
cables.
minutes, so
that sounds about right.
I'm just saying, you know,
Just saying.
I like to install the OS without extra drives.
Just to make
I've heard that Windows will
does,
put
yeah.
partitions. Yeah.
All right.
But what I want to know, Adam, when you do it, so like I like to have the complete new build standing up and running because there's always something on the old build, right? There's always something.
I
you
don't
forget.
I don't have. I feel like the last time I upgraded, I didn't have the money, to tell you the truth. I was just like, I need some of these parts. I just need to reuse.
But I mean, have you ever gotten to the point where do you actually really wipe out your own old install?
Yeah,
You don't start with a fresh format?
yeah. I
No.
always like to clean install.
I never do what I'm saying is I don't wipe out my old install and old build. Because I'm always paranoid, like, oh, damn, I need the one key from that one app.
No,
it's that one text file.
I usually, my last 2 builds, I've usually gotten a new primary C
Right.
drive.
New primary.
Yeah. So no, I don't blow it away. No.
Right.
Usually my old backup, and then once it's running fine, I'll make that old primary drive now a backup drive, or like a D drive.
And I like to hold the old build around because I always think I'm going to forget something. Because I'm, when you run it for a long time, there's always something you're going to lose. What do you need?
So I have one for. I at least need one for that.
You need 2 8 pins for this video card, I think.
So here's the CPU.
Is this a full modular? Oh, God. See, if he didn't have modular, he'd be done already. You are going to use your new SATA cables? Yeah.
It'll look better, I think. He's right. Everything's at least black now.
Maybe keep one as a studied reminder of what your old motherboard used to be. So nobody has their opinion on what they do when they do a full major
let me
upgrade?
check. Sorry, I was checking on pizza.
Those two. Let's see.
Brad Charkis says, I just run Bell Arc Advisor before moving to a new rig.
What does
Yeah, but there's always some.
how much
damn
power do I
card
need?
you
Do I need 2 VGAs for that? Or just
980 Ti. What's everybody guessing? 2 8s. I think it's 1816. 1816.
1.8 and 1.6.
Can you explain what Bell Arc Advisor is?
It is a free application that goes in and looks through Windows, tells you all kinds of stuff about your system, and also conveniently pulls out most of the product keys it can. It can't pull all of them out because they obviously know that people use those, misuse those product keys. But if you have a build, you should run Bell Arc and then save that HTML file somewhere so that you can go like, oh damn, where's my serial number for Premiere Elements that I bought 2 years ago?
Looks like we got about half-half. Some people say they always just reuse the same C drive. which I would never recommend.
Yeah,
But
that's
some
just too
people who just say,
scary.
hey, a clean drive.
Why is it scary?
Because there's always something you forget.
And it's man, I usually tend to do a fresh install every year.
I mean, I
What?
keep my.
Oh, yeah.
I used to do that.
Keep it
every
clean,
year.
man.
Not anymore though.
Well, because I choose not to store much locally anyway.
That's how I am too.
You know what I mean? So
Or at least
yeah.
not on my C drive.
Yeah, I always say my philosophy is I want that computer to if it shits the bed at any moment, I want it to be okay. Like
Okay.
I don't keep anything locally. You know, it's either in the cloud or on my server, which is also backed up.
Has your server died yet?
I mean, I've had drives I've needed to replace. Yeah.
Yeah. I've had just the worst luck with NAS units. So.
I mean, but I have a four bay with
Yeah, so do I.
yeah.
I have 3 of them, all of them dead, sitting in a closet in a
dead,
box.
like the actual hardware, or just the drive.
Oh, actually, I'm sorry. That's a misstatement. I have 4 dead ones. Actually, 3.5.
That's
One is dying.
Sorry, Gordon. That sounds like user error.
They're not mine. They're just simply these are. And I make this argument. I have a friend who
You have
has a NAS
four.
unit
You
as
have
well.
four drive NAS units that have shit the bed.
Well, one, this is a family podcast, and the Disney Corporation does not appreciate the use of non-friendly, non-FCC words, except after 9 o'clock. And yeah, I have 4 multi-drive bay NAS units that are dead, with actually one of them halfway dying.
That's weird.
I'll just bring
It's
it
not
out.
weird at all.
That seems
Bring
really
that guy
weird,
there.
dude. Like
I'm gonna add them one day.
VGA.
You will be like, oh man, remember that conversation we had in that build about like NAS units taking all your data with you? You can be like, yeah, your NAS unit died on you? Yeah. These things are not, this is not like some $25,000 server made to run 24/7, 365, right?
yeah, but I
This
mean,
is
like
lowest common, low
I mean,
budget.
the one I
NAS
have,
unit.
I have a Synology 412 Plus. I don't
Synology's
remember. And yeah, I mean that thing I got it in 2012, I think. I mean that thing's not cheap. That's
bring
like
that guy there.
$1,200. You know,
Dude, you have just so cursed yourself.
and each drive is a couple $100.
I feel bad for you because when you go home, you will find out that that thing has crapped out.
How are the
What I
Luckily, I have
always like-
Glacier backups though.
What?
Glacier, Amazon Glacier.
Well, you do backups to your backup, which is good. Most people do not do it. They back up everything to their NAS unit, and when that NAS unit takes all their data,
My old boss has taught me early on. He said data never truly exists until it's in 3 places. 2 places is just too volatile.
2 is 1,
Yeah.
1 is none.
Yeah,
Well,
especially if it's local. 2 local, whatever, can be, might as well just be 1.
3 is none. 2 is
Yeah.
none.
2 is none, 3 is, and that third one is offsite.
I mean, the only thing I put really offsite are my photos.
Yeah,
Because I feel like everything else, I would not, like, it would suck if all my movies I lost, which I have on my NAS as well, but that's not the end of the world.
Hey, who ordered the pizza last time?
I did.
You
Oh
did?
wait, did I expense that pizza?
What, did you call Z Pizza?
No, wait, you paid for it last time.
I didn't do it.
Yeah,
No one paid for
yeah,
it.
the last time you did. Dude, you better expense it.
I paid. No, I didn't call them. Did I call them?
Yeah, you called them last time. See, Dan is moving along now. See, he's going. We're saying, look at that.
I don't think I did last time. I
You
think
did
it was
order the
you.
pizza last time. So is this going to post first time? I think it's going to post.
50-50.
Are you going to do your front panel connectors yourself, or are you going to look at the manual?
I'll probably need the manual.
I'm going to look it up for you, or I could do it, but I understand you want to build this yourself. People like to build.
If you can find me, there was like a little adapter for it.
Oh, really?
This thing
All right, pizza
to
time.
make it a little bit easier, which means I might not need the motherboard or the manual for that.
This is an MSI board? Wait.
Gigabyte.
Oh. I thought you bought. Oh, it's an Aorus board. I got thrown off.
Ham and pineapple. Just kidding.
anything but pineapple. That's the only pizza that should never be eaten by anyone.
What
that's really
about
nice.
Mexican?
Look at this. This is
It's got
a big,
salsa on it.
That's really nice.
To hopefully make it from not being able to.
Well, no, because what it has is these have existed for a long time, but this has these little retention clips. So once you
Put it through. Let's find where I just.
Are you just okay with pepperoni? Can I just get pepperoni?
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
14-inch or 18-inch?
I like go 18, right? 14 feels kind of small. That's like personal pan.
Yeah.
You know, it's got a really nice black motif with this case now. Boy, it really looked ugly before, I gotta say.
Thanks, Gordon.
No, really, look at this. You got your Gigabyte blue, you got your G-Skill in red,
It was a
and
mishmash.
you got the black case.
I obviously was not going for looks when I built
Look at
that
that.
one.
That is some ugly. That would have been ugly. It looks nice in there now. It looks very modern. Look at that. We should have done a before and after photo because that was
Gordon,
ugly.
you want a California, arugula, chicken Caesar,
Chicken Caesar.
Greek salad?
Hey, but get a discount because, like, say, Elena, she can do this.
You want small or large?
Large, but say like, well, look, the
Elena's
Caesar
not-
should be on sale because it's killing people, right? It's got the E. coli
Do you want
Oh, yeah,
ranch, vinaigrette, Caesar,
vinaigrette,
Extra romaine lettuce.
extra romaine.
extra romaine?
It should be. They should like give it to you extra. Look at all the dust in here.
We should take side bet on will Gordon get sick or not.
The dust in this cooler is crazy.
All right, so let's see here. Are my things labeled or not?
Hey, so let's talk about the video. Interesting thing. You want to talk about the video thing?
What about the video?
Oh, you're gonna do that. I don't want to distract him. Dan's thinking now.
He's busy.
The NVENC. So NV Inc. So NVIDIA. So there's Intel with QuickSync, and NVIDIA also has NVENC. They have encoding engines on the die. They're actually not part of CUDA. They're not part of the graphics engine.
What's today?
30th, 11:30. But
The date time chosen falls on a closure or holiday. What?
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 What? What are you talking about?
Why won't they deliver today?
I thought we were ordering.
I know.
I mean, they were NVIDIA. I thought.
Elena
Elena
is
was gonna
not
pick it
picking it up.
What?
She tricked us.
Yeah. She said she will go to the door and what the hell? I can't get it today. Ah, this whole pizza thing's annoying.
We'll be done anyway, almost.
Let's hope this.
Huh? They don't have Maxwell here.
Let's hope these align correctly.
What's up?
The power LED is like it gives us space for 3 spots, but then I only have.
What? Yeah, it's just that way.
I know, but it's like all loose now.
Yeah, as long as it's plugged in.
We'll see if it fits right. And
Maxwell,
hard drive plus minus.
NVENC. What are the specs for NVENC?
And power switch.
Yeah, Z Pizza isn't delivering today. I don't know why. All right, whatever. I'm scrapping it.
More beer.
More beer. What are you doing here? Oh, headers, huh? All right, let me look at chat. I'm going to look at chat. I've been dealing with stupid pizza.
Oh wait, there's 2 power LED
What?
slots.
Yeah, one's negative, one's positive. That's it.
No. I mean on this thing, there's 2 kinds. See, power LED, power, and then
Power switch.
power LED.
So it's always the
Power
so,
LED?
Yeah, so negative goes here.
I know, but like see, and then it's another one, and this one has slots for 2. So
Well, it's. Yeah.
Power-
The only ones you really care about are these. Where the hell's your power?
So I think it's probably on this one, right next to the power switch.
So it's this.
Yeah.
These two. Oh, that is interesting. What in the world is that
That's your
for?
power, right?
Yeah, huh. Interesting. I wonder if they actually have a pinout for that. That must be for some auxiliary power LED setting. But yeah, so it's always in the original, that sort of like 7 cluster. Power is the one that has more pin on the rows that has 7 or 5, and 4. Below that is your reset. On the upper left is your power LEDs, and below that is your hard drive LED.
And now it fits. That is nice, this little thing. Makes it a lot easier.
So you actually ran benchmarks on this machine before?
I did. So I ran Cinebench. I tried to run 3D Mark, but that did not work. And then I ran Handbrake, and I did 3 exports from three different projects in Premiere.
So you can see. I mean, we'll throw into that. You're going to more memory bandwidth, higher memory capacity,
So
different video card, different CPU. There's going to be a lot of plus NVMe versus SATA, plus is probably a faster SSD as well. So there's a lot of things you're going to be throwing into this. It's
all
just
right.
overall
So
performance, right?
what am I missing? Minus a hard drive.
Well, you've got
Oh, you wanna
NVMe,
look?
so everyone's
mean-
complaining that the CPU cooler is crooked,
Really?
It's a little.
that it looks crooked.
It might be. It
might
is a
be
little
from
bit.
the barrel distortion on the camera, I think.
It's slightly, but then it has a groove within
Wait,
it.
what's?
I don't know.
There you go. Is that better?
There you
Everybody
go.
happy?
You're triggering people, Dan.
Triggered.
Trigger warning.
We're ready to fire it up.
Do I need
Are
to-
we?
Yeah. What else? do
You
need?
got all the connections?
I mean, the power. I didn't plug any USBs.
What about
SATAs.
motherboard power, CPU power?
That's all
CPU
plugged
and
in.
motherboard power in.
There's no water cooler. That makes it a
The
lot
headers are in. RAM's in the right slot.
simpler. Yeah. I say power it up.
I mean, none of the fans are on. None of the case fans are on.
You can
Which
do
is
your
fine.
drives later.
We can do that later. Yeah. All right. You grab later.
So you don't do After Effects? I guess After Effects
do.
really isn't thread heavy either.
We don't have projects that I think have a long enough export to really test
our
that.
After Effects projects are pretty simple.
It takes like a minute at most. So I feel like it's not going to give a good enough.
And there's no model. You don't do any 3D modeling
Nope.
for video at all.
Nope. So we have mouse.
But is it better to use
Let's see.
HDMI? Okay.
Shouldn't matter for this.
You know what we need is a mini monitor. They're really
this one?
expensive. Yeah, but they're super expensive.
Hopefully, I have the empty plate
Your
for right here. Hopefully, I can find it at home
for what?
for the empty slot because I'm not going to need the Wi-Fi card anymore.
Oh, that's right. You don't even need that.
Um,
It's got built-in Wi-Fi.
yeah.
Well, we're
Yeah,
just
but didn't you say your Wi-Fi card has an external?
But this one has the
Yeah.
has the
Oh,
antenna
same.
brackets.
Oh, okay.
So I should be good with that.
Make sure this is powered on. Is it powered on? I think it must.
I
Oh,
need,
there it is.
and then I need power
Oh, you need power.
and a keyboard.
We don't need a keyboard, right?
it's always better with the keyboard.
Really?
He's going to move around the BIOS. Actually, it'll just, why don't we
Just to
grab a
see it.
Windows install? Let's install Windows.
Well, should I do all the USB stuff first? I'd rather clean up cables than start installing Windows.
Yeah, let's not so.
You can wipe it out
Don't
again.
worry about Windows.
We just want to see what the performance is.
Should I just grab one of these keyboards?
Yeah. That one.
Come on, let's just install Windows. You can wipe it out again. It doesn't matter. There's nothing on there.
Wait half an hour for Windows to install?
It takes 10 minutes.
Nope, I
If
got to
that.
install all the other stuff.
I'm hungry, Gordon.
Well, but what else are you going to do? We're done. It's done.
I know.
What's he going to
And then
clean it
we'll
up?
be
People
done.
going to watch you clean up wires?
Nope, that's right.
You can't even get USB to work?
Nope,
All right, well, I think we can install
that's just
Windows.
for the
Where's my beer?
pass through. All right, moment of truth.
You think
Is
so?
this moment of
You
truth?
think so, Dan?
Let everyone place their bets, and then
Yeah, place their bet. I can't
Should
see
you
chat.
roll it around? So
Oh,
people
yeah, spin it around so,
so people can.
you've got select pack.
look at this. It
I-
looks so much nicer. It's like a modern.
I guess we should have taken a before and after photo, but that's
Man,
okay.
that was ugly. That was like
It does look a lot better.
Whoa.
But it will be against the wall, so you won't see inside of it. Should I do it?
Let's do it. Well, I think you got to turn on that.
All right.
I saw the RAM light up. At least the power supply's. Oh. There goes the RAM. CPU fan spinning. The monitor is on.
And an HDMI?
Yeah.
There we go.
Oh, motherboard lit up.
You can tell because the fan speed's cranked down. We should be in the
Oh,
box.
there we go.
There we go. Come on, man. Let's do it.
Yay!
Let's just.
But I need to
Good
install.
job, Dan.
We did it.
You don't need to
We did
install
it.
anything else.
We did it.
Yeah,
Come on,
we
by
don't
the-
want to install the hard drives.
We're not, because
Oh,
there's
yeah.
nothing in there.
I don't
All you
even have
have
a
is your
hard drive.
M.2.
No,
I
you
don't
have
even have the hard drive
you have
installed.
NVMe.
What do you need the hard
You have
drive for?
Oh, you're right. I do have the NVMe. I forgot.
All right, install it.
Because we're waiting for the pizza anyway, right? We're waiting for Elena.
Pizza's canceled. Pizza. We're not getting.
Wait, we're not getting any
We're
pizza.
not getting pizza.
Well, so what do we?
I was promised pizza.
We'll go after this. So once we're done, we'll go.
I don't know which version of Windows this is, but I think it's Creators Update. No, I mean it's Creators Update.
He's gonna put
It's
Vista on.
It's just an enterprise. You know,
I got
the
Windows
demo.
Vista
Let's
going
just
on.
install it. Let's nuke it afterwards. You can nuke it right afterwards. I'm interested to see. You
Gordon
have a
really wants
Cinebench?
to install it.
Yeah, let's do a Cinebench. Let's see. We should see what the default is. I gotta say, let's actually. Oh, damn it.
Well, I have the spreadsheet on my phone I can pull up if we actually do get to running Cinebench. So how much time did we hit?
1 hour and 40 minutes.
We did it.
We did it. We did it under 20 minutes.
I mean, it's
Or
still not.
2 hours.
Would you
Come
say
on,
it's
that was-
complete because I don't have everything installed?
Yeah.
It is
Well,
complete?
Because I always install Windows and then put the hard drives in anyway. So
Oh, really?
I mean, you could put the hard drives physically in.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't plug it in until.
I don't have. Yeah.
So, I mean,
And you can always do cable management later.
Would you sell everything? Would you keep the optical drive?
I still use optical drive. I have two in my.
In the last year, I have not used it. In the whole time I've owned this, in the 7 years, I've probably used it 5 times.
Last week, my father-in-law was like, "Hey, can you copy this disc for me?"
Yeah.
I said, "Disc. Can you copy this disc for me?" I can't copy it. I said,
And
"Yeah,
then
sure."
Copy it to what?
Another disc.
You didn't just
He
give
needed
him.
5
Here's
copies.
the USB stick back.
He needed 5 copies of some data on a disc,
And you
I'm
gave him a
gonna
whole
copy it
hard
for him.
drive?
No,
he needed copies
DVDs.
of it.
DVDs.
Oh,
Disc.
DVDs.
Yeah, it is
Oh.
a DVD data disc. Yes, it is a DVD data disc.
I'm sorry. I thought you were
There's data
talking about
there.
hard drive.
So should I?
What's the GPU in this?
98 Ti. When was the last time you used an optical drive, Adam? And that's a good poll for the audience too.
I mean, I have optical drives in my NAS.
Do you really?
I'm sorry, not optical drive. Jesus.
You spinning disk.
I'm hungry. Pizza. I do have an optical drive in my system.
Okay.
Last time I used it actually was when my wife's parent was here. She had some home videos that were converted to disk, and I ripped it onto my PC.
Man,
So she's trying to get away from being disk based. And
Well, I
move-
mean, everyone's.
Yeah.
So what I would do for my next build is not include it and put that drive in a USB case, like an external
just to
case.
leave it external.
Yeah. Leave it external. Then I can use it for my laptop. I can use it for whatever.
Hey, Adam. I needed to.
Yes, Gordon?
I wanted to look at the performance of the Super XFi, and I wanted to
Oh, yeah?
use surround audio.
Oh, yeah?
From a Blu-ray disc.
Oh yeah.
How do I do that without a Blu-ray disc in my computer?
I don't know why don't you go talk to somebody else because I'm not your guy.
All right. Well, which SSD?
I used it.
I'm getting rid of.
Let me grab a benchmark drive. I want to see it in. We'll get a Cinebench. What else do you have? Handbrake? Hell, we could do handbrake.
We're not going to have time to do Handbrake.
What? It's.
I mean,
I guess we
at this point we can go as long as we want, but now that we're done, we can go get pizza at any time.
And I'll start prepping the drives.
And most people in chat say they haven't used a DVD drive in years.
Yeah.
But there are a couple IT professionals that say discs, like people put images on discs.
Who puts images on disk?
I don't know.
You mean for long-term storage?
He just says
Okay.
clients prefer DVDs for images. I don't know.
Because, I mean, when we work with freelance video people, I will...
I'm sorry, not images, PC images, not like photo images.
So this is a 60 gig...
Or maybe he's talking about, maybe he's a photographer.
SSD.
I'm sorry, I don't know.
How much can I resell this 60 gig
Nothing.
2.5-inch drive for?
Dude, that's probably a 60 gig SLC drive, I bet.
Nick
I
is
bet it
asking,
would
does
still
the case
suck.
have USB 3 on the front panel connectors?
It does have USB 3 up here, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, what does a connector look like?
Because I
Is it the old school?
upgraded the case when I upgraded the GPU to the 970, so it's a much newer case.
So, you know,
Part of the reason why I don't want to upgrade, have to buy a new
we
one.
can't see it, but it has the USB 3 header, but the big, huge, thick one with the super thick cable on it.
Oh, yeah,
It doesn't
yeah.
have the new school. Have you seen the new school? This board has it, the support for USB 3 110 gig with the little tiny header. Too bad you can't see it, I bet.
Holostine says the cooler sticks out like a turd in a punch bowl.
Why? It's not enough?
I don't know.
Should have gone with water cooler. I think 212s are fine.
Also, Gordon Clay says, don't forget the punch card machine in case you need to install something old from punch cards.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God, I wish I had one. Come on.
What is
If
this?
I sold a punch card reader with USB interface on ThinkGeek, your ass would be the first one to buy one. I mean, I would buy one. Wouldn't you buy one, Adam? If you had a punch card printer and a punch card reader that was USB that plugged into modern devices, could you get any more hipster than that? I mean, I'm not a hipster, but I would be hella hipster like that. Wouldn't you want that?
Clay also says he thinks the cooler was a weak choice.
It was a cheap choice. It was
Wait,
$20.
It was $20, dude. $20.
Also, Fluffy Floofer says, hello, fellow audience. Is this the usual PC World vibe? I'm a noob here.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, Gordon getting drunk, not doing any work. Yeah, it's typical PC World.
Typical.
it's pretty
Yeah.
much that. Hey, you know what I'm gonna
Us
do? Let's
complaining
find out.
about pizza.
Us getting shysted out of pizza.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Elena.
about right.
Ripped off out of pizza. You know what? Let's fire up. If we get a chance, Windows will be done just very, very soon. We're gonna run Cinebench, and then I'm gonna run Prime 95 on here. We'll install XTU.
People
see if I can do it without
people are
drivers.
tuning out. They're done.
All right. Well, I want
I'm
to
just
see.
kidding.
Look,
I'm
all
kidding. I'm
All the
kidding.
smack talking this 212.
They're not tuning out yet.
Let's see what we get out of this. Let's see what we get out of this sucker.
Mohammed saying air cooler versus water cooler. Debate.
Yeah, please debate that because the last time I said I prefer water coolers, everybody was on me like, oh my God, air coolers are the best because you don't have to, they don't leak and they don't wear out and then,
But I feel like I had read somewhere that unless you get to a certain size of water cooling, it doesn't make any sense. So like, if you buy like the lowest end water cooled one with just one fan,
Oh yeah,
Then
you know
it's
what's
not
really
worth it.
cool though, Dan?
what?
I have some free memory for you. Can you please put it in your system?
What?
Yeah. See those other two slots? I will give you memory if you can make them work with that air cooler.
Oh, you mean, well, I could just
what?
raise the fan. I could raise the fan.
There you go.
Fit? Oh yeah, that works good. You're gonna give up 15% of your fan performance just to. Look at how much room there is.
So you're saying it's a space issue?
Yes, look at that. You can't get.
Careful.
He's on the outer pair of RAM, right? Outer pair channels. He's right up on there. So there's like about a 0.5 millimeter clearance between the fan and the memory.
Should I get rid of this or one of these slots?
Dan,
Drive
you play
slots?
RTS games.
So
It
no,
doesn't
it
matter.
doesn't.
And you're playing RTS games on Wi-Fi. It doesn't matter.
Should I keep my spinning disc?
Yes. of
Yes, might as well.
Might as
I mean,
well.
unless you does this case, can you take out the whole front disk system?
It looks like I can take out one of them at least.
Oh, we don't have a LAN cable. Do we have a LAN cable?
Oh yeah, unplug that yellow one. Here, I got it. Also, people are saying RGB looks childish.
What?
I could care less about the RGB because, like I said, it's going against a wall.
Well, you can download the utility and turn it all to red if you want to as well, right?
Oh,
See, look, we're already done. We're in Windows. I don't have. Yeah, I guess
use Wi-Fi.
I could try. We don't have any antenna in here, but it'll kind of connect.
Oh.
Why has nobody commented on my cool shirt?
I don't remember seeing any comments.
MVP of the finals last year, Dan. You didn't say anything.
Oh, I didn't notice.
Well, no, because you asked us to comment on it last time you wore it. Fragalot says, why use Wi-Fi on a desktop?
For convenience. Dan also says he can't run a LAN cable to his office at home. Otherwise, his partner will cut his head off.
No, I think
Is she
Well,
watching this stream right now? Veronica's
no.
watching?
Probably actually has work.
Also, even if she didn't work, would she watch?
No,
Yeah.
she would. Well, she would turn it on but not watch.
She
She would
not,
like to give us the view,
Oh, there you
but
go.
would not actually watch it.
She would not want to see have her coworkers hear that her husband uses Wi-Fi to game on.
And Cyberwolf is asking, how do you not have Wi-Fi all over your office, PC World? Do you want to tell
we're
them
talking
why?
about- this is a home build. This is Dan's
Yeah, the
personal
home build. Oh, okay.
And we do have Wi-Fi here at the office. It just sucks.
Yeah.
So that's a separate. Here I need to be. I don't know if that's ironic or not, but here I would need to be going through an Ethernet cable. At home I can get away with it.
Also,
what's really bad?
Ruru2 says your shirt is so last year, Gordon.
It is last year. But you know what's really wrong with this?
Yeah.
Cortana and Microsoft setup are just like cutscenes in games today. You can't
skip
quit
past
the
them.
cutscene.
And yes, I am watching Twitch chat. I'm sorry.
So-
I am giving you love.
What am I missing? Anything? Last pieces besides the cables. Well, I'll need how
You
many?
just add your drives in, you clean up the cables. We're booted. First post. Hey, first post. He got everything right. Turn right on.
Oh, there was an extra screw for the M.2.
Did you get your actual orientation of power? He's got the correct orientation on power. They're lit up. Very nice. Very nice. The fan is, of course, always. Every universal cooler is always like the combination for a safe.
Question for you: how do you store old motherboard and CPU setups? Just there's no good way. Do you clean off? Do you take off the fan and you clean it off? Do you leave the CPU in? What do you do?
Sorry, I'm not listening to you.
See,
What?
typical. This is a typical
Yep.
PC World
Wait, there's a
workday.
key missing from here.
Oh, this is my I key broke. They're sending me a new one. Because when I edit, I use the I key a lot because it's in and out points.
So we have no drivers installed. We're just going to do a driverless Cinebench run.
Shouldn't matter on Cinebench, right?
I mean, it's not the proper way to do it. There is
Well,
some.
we'll run
Get the
better
Wi-Fi to
ones.
work.
You want me to get the numbers for the old one? Just to see?
Yeah. Oh, you know what? I should grab Prime off of here too.
Are your case fans aren't hooked up right now, right?
Nope.
Nope. Okay.
It's okay, folks.
Intentionally.
We just haven't plugged them in yet, just to speed things along.
Should I turn this upside down and cool the CPU while we're doing the benchmark?
Yeah, there you go. Just cool the CPU.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? Well,
And take your install USB out.
pull the orange key, please.
Pull it out right now?
Yeah, go for it. The
Okay.
orange key. We're done. We're done with that setup. This is a pretty recent version. Ah, damn it. So I'm installing XTU. If you are an Intel user, check it out. Intel Extreme Tuning Utility. It's a fantastic utility if you run Intel.
We can't see the screen,
No one
Gordon.
can see.
Okay. So there's all kinds of telemetry
Can they see it?
information
Now they can see it,
that
yes.
is revealed in XTU. If you haven't heard of it, it's a great tool to run.
Everybody's tuning out. They don't
Really?
care. Yeah, we just
Nobody
lost.
cares.
We just lost all the viewers. Just kidding.
Oh.
We didn't.
We can't tell the sarcasm on that.
Well, I mean, I'd be a little bored too.
I mean,
I've been bored
I'm
from the beginning.
I'm just hungry. I'm just sitting over here. I don't get to do anything.
I feel like I was promised pizza,
Yeah. Well,
and
I don't even know if Elaine is coming in at this point. So
I feel
once she
like now
gets
we're-
here, we can yell at her.
I almost think we're owed pizza twice
Yeah.
at this point.
Pretty much.
That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Well, why can't we get pizza?
Oh, we're getting pizza.
Oh yeah, we're gonna go get pizza after this. So as soon as you're done with your benchmarks,
We are not getting cheated
yeah,
out
we're
pizza.
waiting to go get pizza, so you can figure out your benchmarks.
Come on. I want to know. Well, we're going to do two things. I want to just see Cinebench, nothing but CPU benchmark. We're not installing video driver. Two, we are going to do Prom 95 load up. Let's just see. No drivers. Let's just see what temps we're going to get out of it.
We just lost 10 viewers,
You
Gordon.
know what I should have done?
Why is Gordon?
I should have checked to see if MCE is on. Let's go check. Let's go see if MCE is
Yeah,
on.
might as well. You know what? At this point, let's just install.
whatever.
Let's install Premiere. Let's do a couple.
Let's watch it count up on percentage points.
Let's see how long it takes to export a Macworld podcast.
So I have some questions. When does it make sense to install the SSD on the back plate versus like in one of these drive slots? Does it matter?
Isn't that just
heat-wise?
looks?
Just looks?
It doesn't matter that much. It's for cable runs, because your cable run could be a little ugly running to the thing, and then a lot of it's.
Just looks.
Oh, I like it. It's too bad the back of this you can't see in the image you're seeing there. Oh well, hell, we don't even know. I couldn't get to I wasn't fast enough.
That's a fan controller,
Yeah, is that a fan controller?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Okay.
built in, came with it.
All right, we're going to run Cinebench. No drivers, no. There's just a ton of stuff we didn't install, but we're just going to do this just for kicks, because I don't want to go out there and download the damn things.
And I'll look at my old.
What'd you get before? So we haven't installed drivers. Shouldn't really matter in Cinebench that much.
Is this the multi-core?
This is multi-core. The only fearful thing I have is that right now it's downloading the latest Windows update. And
That
now
was
it's-
fast.
So what'd you get before?
On multi-core, it was averaging around 320.
Okay, so 320. We throw two more cores.
But
and
also
it
way more
plus-
threads.
Wait, you were getting.
Well, it's a
Oh, it's an
core-
i5 quad. You were getting
Four core,
300?
four thread.
Basically 300.
320.
320. We are looking at 1400.
Average. That's a big jump.
Well, it's hyper-threading plus the, right?
Yeah.
Did you run single threading?
I did run single thread.
All right, well, this is going to take a while.
I got 127 all three times.
127. So that speaks to that's going to speak to your actual core performance. We haven't downclocked to sort of get an IPC figure, but it's going to speak to your overall clock speed, because you're just running these
Just straight up clock
Intel
speed, yeah.
parts just push really high clocks. 2500K was good if you overclocked it.
was
Stock clocks are not great.
Because it was stock 3.3.
I forget what it was. But, I mean, all those Sandy Birds parts, like everybody and their
Yeah.
mother got to 5 gigahertz or 4 or 5.
So you don't think it'll be that much high, like 150?
Well, you got what on that?
127.
It's probably pushed 200. 190-ish, 180-ish, I'm guessing. And then, we're going to kick into, I'm going to guess MCE is auto. Remember, so multi-core enhancement is the free sort of overclocking that Gigabyte, Asus, MSI, they all do. They know they have headroom on these CPUs to run these things hotter, and they're going to run it. So Adam,
Yeah, we just lost 20 viewers.
so previously his 2500K, his original system 2500K, he was getting 320ish
Okay.
in Cinebench.
Okay.
He just got about 13
something.
something, close to 1400.
Whoa. Okay, that's pretty
It's a
good.
nice
pretty-
step
yeah.
up. Very
Yeah.
nice
Yeah.
step up.
That's pretty
Of course,
good.
Threadripper percent, you could have got it way more if you got Threadripper, but you know.
Also, yeah.
And we're running single threaded now.
It probably would have ran faster if you got a new case too.
Yeah, new case would have been faster.
Maybe a new ping job or something at least.
127 before on his 2500K stock.
Will it run faster if I put any stickers on it?
It will actually.
Good to know.
And the RGB helps too.
The RGB helps. That is a really decent step up. But you're looking at Sandy Bridge, which I guess you could call second generation to 8th gen Intel. It's nice.
To 8th, yeah. I mean, that's 7 years, 7 year jump.
As we know, generations mean nothing, but yeah, you're basically looking at 6 years.
But Moore's Law, Gordon.
And Rusty says that his Blue Yeti came in before the pizza did. And yes, it was going to come in before the pizza because we didn't get pizza. We're going to have to go get it. Also, have fun with that Blue Yeti. Those are really nice. I'm in the process of trying to review the new Nano.
I'm guessing 180 to 190.
Oh, and
200?
Brad's correcting us saying red RGB helps performance. Blue is temps.
Oh.
Noob. He called us noobs.
And if you rotate it in and out, so it cycles, the color cycles, what do you get?
Mix, you know.
Yeah.
It's
So that's
balanced
the
performance.
hybrid mode.
Yeah. Maybe
Okay.
one red, one blue. Can you do
Yeah.
individual?
Probably. I have no idea.
Can you
Yeah.
do individual coloring on the
for each-
sticks?
I forget. You have to download the utility from them.
Elena is not coming with pizza.
Is she online? Is she chatting?
I don't
gonna
know where
show
she
up?
is. I don't even know if she's going to show up at this
She's
point.
like, it's going to take 5 hours
if
to
she
do.
if she comes
So,
in here, we will get very angry she didn't bring pizza.
Oh wait, we're
Yeah.
almost there.
What if she actually does bring us
127. What's your guess?
She's
I'm
not
gonna
bringing
guess
pizza.
190 to 200.
197.
Hold on, what are we guessing?
Just give us a number.
Single thread, single core Cinebench performance.
What was the original?
$1.
What was the original?
127 was my original.
I'm going to go 210.
That's actually probably MCE on. Okay, all right, 201. All right, 201, 197, 201, 210. 205. Who wins?
It's
think you
whoever
do.
doesn't go over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah,
So-
good job, Gordon.
Clearly, MCE is on, right? You're not getting that on stock. That's pretty good.
Should I overclock?
You don't even need. Just run MCE on. I don't think you really need to
So just
overclock.
to boost, yeah.
It is overclocking. You run MCE multi-core enhancement. It is overclocking.
But it's like kind
a
of like-
factory condoned overclock.
It's approved overclocking,
Right.
effectively.
All right. Let's.
And
you know
that's,
what?
is that in the BIOS?
Let's just see. I don't know if I can.
Yeah, let's just install Premiere. Why don't we play some games?
No, I just want to see if MCE's
And not do
got to
any
be
gaming
on.
benchmarks on it.
Otherwise, it'd be definitely lower.
No, you know what? We might.
Pretty decent.
Let's keep going. you
Look,
know?
we haven't done anything else. The RAM is probably stock. It's
I'm
2133. I bet.
I'm
if it's just
kidding.
JEDEC.
I'm kidding.
We'll load an
What do
XMP
people want?
profile.
Do people want more of this stuff? Do they want me to clean up the cables?
People are saying they're here for the pizza. All right, I'm gonna give chat 3 options. I'm gonna
Or
give you
should we
3
should
options.
we order a pizza now?
No, too late. 3 options. Well, no, that was the problem. I couldn't get pizza. Z Pizza said they wouldn't deliver.
Why don't you try another pizza place?
I don't know. I'm trying. I have chat. I'm having to
we're
run
in
a
a city
stream
that
here.
has more than one pizza place.
I have to run a stream. I can't
Do you
order the
like
pizza.
Z Pizza that much?
No, but that's what we got last time. So we assumed it
So
would
you're
do
a
it last time.
stickler for
No, I'm.
very IDG of
I'm-
you.
I'm trying to
very,
d-
very IDG
I'm trying
of
to
you.
do multiple things at once. I can't deal with it, which is why I wanted Elena to deal with it, but she didn't deal with it. So yes, I'm hungry.
He's hungry,
anyway,
cranky. He's hangry.
okay,
Now
I'm
he's
going to give
hangry.
people 3 options. Number 1, we turn off this stream and we go get pizza. Number 2, we let Gordon just keep running benchmarks.
So-
Number 3, we have Dan clean up the cables and do cable management. Right now, in your chat, put 1, 2, or 3.
Yeah.
Just the number 1, number 2, or number
So-
3.
Gordon probably critiquing my cable management.
No, so one thing is it's running the F2 BIOS, which is probably the release BIOS. It's
So I should
about
update
6
it?
months out of it. Yeah, I would update it. You might as well do it now, because if you break it now, you've lost nothing.
How often should you update the BIOS? Just once when you get it, and that's it?
If it's a new chipset and new CPU, I would probably keep up with them because they're always rolling in updates.
Okay.
But
This
know,
is-
like
the A7's been out
you're
for a
looking at
while.
some very old, and also got to remember Spectre Meltdown. A lot of the
Yeah.
new updates were baked into the newer BIOS updates. So as I suspected, and it is confirmed, MCE is on auto. So all right. So we are. This is default. This is controversial. People go like, oh well, you're overclocking. You should be reviewing the CPU with MCE off. It is on by default on almost every motherboard I can think of. So,
Okay.
All right, the chat has spoken. It's about probably 75% 2s, 15% 3s, and what is that? 5% 1s.
So no one wants us. See, that means we have to order pizza now at this point. I think it means that. Can't Elena walk and pick it up? Like if we order from like a Slice House.
I'm just joking for the chat. I love Elena. I'm not actually angry at her. I'm just using her as a scapegoat because I'm hungry. It's not Elena's fault. But I don't know. I call them. I can't multitask.
You can't
Dan.
multitask.
Dan, I can't. I've chat. I've got to run the stream. I got to deal with Gordon.
Yeah, you got to deal with me. And look, I've had 2 beers in me. And again, so by default, if you are buying the blinged out memory, the cool ass things, and you don't know, if you're new to sort of PCs, you just built your first desktop, and you want to take advantage of your higher clock, lower latency memory, go into the I like to call it BIOS because that's what I still call it. It's just easier. Everybody understand it. It is a UEFI for people getting angry about that. Go in and set your extreme memory profile, XMP. By default, it will default to the standard JEDEC setting of 2133. Dan paid for 3000, DDR4 3000, CL16. So we set it to profile 1. We are going to leave XMP on. And let's reboot. We'll go into
Did you defrag?
Yeah, brand new SSD, clean install, don't need to. What we're going to do right now, though, is because I've heard all kinds of smack talked about the Hyper 212 Evo, which is a great cooler for the money. It was $20. It is way better than a stock Intel cooler. Let's see what we get out of it. I'm going to run Prime 95. We will fire up XTU, see what our temps are. Yeah? Sound good?
What about power draw?
Oh, gosh, we forgot to do that.
We didn't do it on the. Does it?
So
I know,
can
I'm
you
just-
grab
whatever.
a WhatsApp from outside? Any one of those will
Yeah.
work. So one of the, oh God, are we not posting because of that?
What'd you do?
Oh.
You broke it.
One of the reasons I'd like to see the power consumption on this system is Dan went from we thought it was a 550 watt power supply, it is not, to a 750. The main reason is it was cheap, it was 750. He wanted a newer power supply. I think he could have stuck with the older one. It adds 620, but Brad was saying, oh, come on.
What'd you do?
It didn't take that XMP? Why did it fail? All right, we're going to go with. All right, well, it definitely did not like that. You know what we should do is, well, let's leave it off and,
Also, the temp in the studio is warm.
It is
Fine.
warm.
well, it's
Should I
like
go
a
turn
normal
the AC
temperature.
off?
Most people don't have the AC
On.
of a commercial place.
But think summer for people.
So I think this 980 Ti is going to be a power hog, and I don't think a 550 would be enough. Brad thinks it's sort of squiffy.
But the
Some people
620
think it's
would have
fine.
been.
Some people say, yeah, you can run that all day with a 500 watt, 550 watt power supply. I don't know, because the video card is 250 watt TDP. The CPU is,
Also-
as we know, is what, 85? But
Al-
when you're clocked up, it's
Also,
definitely more
Brad
power.
thinks that the benchmarks will be slightly higher when those front fans are on.
Yeah, but we're running open case. We're a little kiss. We're going to say no. So again,
Somebody was asking earlier, realistically, how high can you push those clocks with that 212 cooler?
it's all in the CPU. Realistically, I don't know. I wouldn't get too crazy with it. You know, it is still a $20 cooler for the most part, but it's. I will say on the 9900K review, I tried using the beefiest Intel cooler I could get, and it would not let me run all the cores at 4.8. I'm going to guess, 4.4, low 4 is probably realistic on given. So the cool thing about XTU is there's just all kinds of data you can see. The newer the Intel CPU, the more data you get. So what we're interested in, did I not click that right? Select all. The one we're interested in is, so right now we're at 4.4. And our package TDP is 16 watts because we ain't doing nothing but running XTU.
So this is kind of like idle.
So I'm going to run Prime 95. This version does not have AVX. We're not going to run the AVX version on Prime 95. Let's run in-place FFT, maximum heat. So actually, let's do this. We are only going to show max core frequency, and let's look at core package TDP, and let's just do 1 core temperature. All right, good. So that's what's on this chart, and then let's fire it up. Let's see what we get. Bam! Let's see if we get a crash. So we're at 4.3 now because we are running all cores with Prime 95, no AVX. So all core, 4.3 gigahertz. You can hear the fan kind of kicking up a little bit. I should have cranked the fan speeds up. Fan speeds are just on auto. We're holding 4.3 all cores, Prime 95, which is worst case scenario. What's our temperature? 61C. So when we were stock doing nothing at all, we're about 34, 33C. You can see it in yellow right here, right? So right now we're about 61C running Prime 95. Run that for about half an hour, of course, it's going to go up a little bit, but we're at 61C, right? And technically,
I don't know if is that good or bad. That's fine.
You can get up to about 99C in these things, and then it'll start to throttle. But I think it's 61C is not bad. Anybody disagree? Chat? No? Yes? No? Which one? C?
Yeah, there's a couple people saying that the power supply is too big.
Too much.
It was $60, folks. $60.
So what is? I mean, I saw people commenting about how there's the efficiency. So when would you actually want to go lower just to get more efficiency, or is it like how much efficiency are we talking?
For what?
Like there's like that 50% utilization or whatever.
Well, it's less efficient. So it's less efficient, which means you are wasting more power.
How much more power?
But I mean,
like 30 cents a month?
This is not Greenland. I mean, I think it's sort of like at the same time, power supplies, when you load them to, the more you're running them, if you're running 100% load, 94%, a power supply that you run at 90% of load for 5 years is not going to last as much as a power supply that you run at 60% load for 5 years.
And chat's saying the temp's good.
What's the temp looking like? I can't.
Still.
So right
60,
now,
yeah.
if you can see, the package TDP running Prime 95, no AVX, is 82 watts, and we are at 61C, and our core, so I don't know, I'll try to show it.
Yeah, we can see it.
Yellow is temperature. I believe orange is,
You mean green is temp?
well, right here. So the yellow line you see, we're right here, we're flat, 33C, 61C as we're up. Orange is our core frequency. As you can see, we are not giving up any frequency. The CPU has not dropped off of 4.3. We're running at 4.3 gigahertz, and your package TDP is 82C. So that's with the Hyper 212 $20 cooler.
So plenty for this setup.
Plenty for this. I mean, if you wanted to, we're not going to do it, but if you put that stock Intel one on here, I can tell you we'd be pushing 80 to 90C already. So this is decent.
And this is in a, this isn't a cold room.
It's not a cold room.
We don't have
It's-
any fan. I mean, the
it's very
case
nice in here.
the case is open.
It feels
you
about
know.
70 degrees in here.
Probably,
72
yeah, I don't know.
even. It's actually, it gets a little warm with all the lights.
We got people asking about the power draw, so
So
we should reboot it. And
We're gonna actually, let's go ahead and kill it. Let me, let's just shut it down. Clearly there we go. So we're gonna use a watt meter, Watts Up Pro, to look at the power draw of the system. One of the controversial things are people saying 750 is too much. You know, you're wasting. You could have gone with a smaller power supply. You could have gone with your original 550 watt power supply, which is what Dan thought it was. He couldn't remember. He bought it 620. I would say 620 would have been fine-ish. 550, I don't think would be enough.
All right.
Ready?
Yep.
So I'll go ahead and we'll drop in. I have Furmark. We'll install Furmark. We'll see. Worst case scenario, of course, it's not that realistic, but we could probably install Furmark and Prime 95.
we
See
got
how
a
much
lot
power you
of
draw.
we got a lot of people asking about your shirt. They don't get it, Gordon. They don't get it.
You don't get it?
They don't get it.
This was the MVP from the finals of last year. Go Warriors. That's a 3-point shot. Okay, none of that other stuff. Go Warriors. That Raptors game was awesome yesterday.
In the
Even though they lost.
in the Twitch chat, Emniag, I don't know how to say it. They would have went 850 watts or higher.
Yeah, I always like for me, I like to over provision. I like more power supply. You never know what you're going to put in there. But you are adding costs. And if you're not going to get the money out of that 850, then maybe a 750. If you take that $60 and put it into a bigger SSD or a faster GPU, I understand why it makes a lot more sense for a lot of people, right? So let's look for where's my phone?
But I was also like, if I'm already spending, you know, $1,400, $1,300, why not, you know, also replace you know, even if it had enough power, I felt like at a certain point it's been aged out.
No, it's as long as you are buying a power supply that is quality, which is not the ones you buy when you're super cheap that come free with your case. It's fine. You know, it's always
I feel like
tough,
you
though.
made fun of the Antec one though.
We got
Well,
one
they don't
person
exist
saying not to mention that you got a serious upgrade when you went from non-modular to modular. So it was worth it just for that.
So I did bag on Antec because, you know, Antec is one of those brands that is one of the OG companies of PCs. They have built incredible hardware. They've moved the chains forward for many, many years. And then at one point, like many tech companies, they fell on hard times. I had a lot of Antec power supplies fail on me near the end. That doesn't mean this vintage of Antec power supply is necessarily bad. But you know, like, you have a bad experience with brands, and it lives
That
with
is
you
true.
forever.
That is
right?
true.
Which is like your issue with FX. One of the things that kind of weighed against you is you just thought, oh, FX is not great, right?
Yeah. It's
And that's-
tainted in my view.
It's tainted, and I think it's unfair. I understand it, but I understand. I can tell you why our next car will not be a Toyota, for one
Really?
example. Yeah.
You got tainted by Toyota.
We had a bad experience. It doesn't, I look at all the surveys. Survey says Toyota offers great.
But it doesn't
awesome.
matter.
Doesn't matter to
Your
me.
personal experience is what
You
matters.
burn me, you're not gonna get my money next time. That's the way
Yeah.
it should be. Which is what is fundamentally wrong with Apple users. Because they get a bad experience, they go right back to Apple.
So what are we trying to benchmark now?
So right now we are going to. I'm installing Afterburner just because I want to see what we're going to get out of this. Oh dang! Do we even have Can I do this without graphics drivers? So right now, by the way, doing nothing. Well, we're installing some software at about 67 watts. If you want to know, let's fire up Prime 95, and let's do in-place FFTs. Total system power: a single 512 gig SSD, RGB RAM, no system fans, 170 watts, 165 watts, right? So 170-ish.
That doesn't sound like very much.
That's just idle.
No, that's with Prime running. So about 160.
Okay.
And that's a pure CPU load. And we haven't added in, he's going to be adding in 3 SSDs, maybe a hard drive, right? So that
Sure.
could be another 15, 20 watts. Come on.
Optical drive.
Optical drive, yeah, but that's only when you spin it up.
All the fans.
What is going on? What's taking so long? Are we stuck? Oh, I gotta I'm missing something. Did I install it twice? Oh no, Riva Tuner.
You broke it.
Are they clashing with each other?
No, it's part of Afterburner. I just wanted to see what the GPU was running at. We're going to give up.
Mr. Roboto wants us to download the NVIDIA drivers.
Yeah, I guess I should, right? Just to be fair. I just didn't want to add one more thing to it. Oh, this keyboard. Because there's a key missing on the keyboard.
That's that, yeah. Real mechanical keyboard users love no caps, right?
Although default out of the box is Bing.
Is
Did we
Wi-Fi
use
even
our
connected?
Wi-Fi? Yeah, we're good. We got it. We got Wi-Fi.
Did you connect to our Wi-Fi? Maple Movie?
I just connected
Wait,
to.
what network are you connected to?
I connected to an internet connection.
What? Just some random FBI van down the
I'm
corner?
not going to say what we are connected to.
Suspicious.
So we have to go in. We're going to pick GeForce.
GeForce.
We are going to pick 980 Ti, 900 series.
And after our build video, G4 NVIDIA contacted us.
Oh, yeah. Because they're like, hey, you should be doing encoding on RTX. RTX encoding is awesome.
Which we will be testing in the future to see the video image quality off of a bunch of different scenarios
And time.
and comparing it to speed.
What the heck? What am I missing here? Why is there not? Why am I not getting my? Oh, not Titan. Why am I not getting my download link?
Let's see, do you have to log in?
Gordon's connected to public Wi-Fi. That's what's wrong.
Oh, there it goes. All right, we'll download it. This is the 417 drivers. Oh, the beautiful thing. Our internet, our Wi-Fi is horrible. Our download speeds are great.
That is true, actually.
We downloaded
We have great
Battlefield
speed.
5 the other day. 55 gigs in what? 15 minutes?
But I'm hardline at my desk.
Yeah, we're just running Wi-Fi, so. Is Afterburner finished, or is it, am I missing something? Is there
Is there a
another?
window open?
Did you miss the user account control pop-up?
Oh, it's installing. Oh, maybe it was a Wi-Fi issue.
Oh, yeah, because maybe Wi-Fi crapped out for a second.
That's why it stalled out.
Why are you using Edge, Gordon?
Default. Yeah, I'm not a fan of Edge. As its current state is, I have lots of issues with it.
Gert Jan says RTX stands for reverse to X 10 series.
Wait, what?
RTX stands for you should just go back to 10 series.
Yeah, I got to say it.
Is this better than a Walmart computer, Gordon?
What is up with that whole Walmart thing? I didn't catch the meme on that. I got to watch Steve and Kyle's video to see what I missed. I tuned out during the holidays.
I mean, I only tuned in because I was like, Walmart computer? A Walmart brand
There she
computer?
is.
Oh, she brought potato chips from the snack bin.
Hey, thank you, Elena.
That's great. Elena just
Hi,
walked
Elena.
I can't have enough time to even.
in. That was the.
Thank you, Elena.
I'm going to be picking up pizza. There's going to be pizza for you.
Yeah.
There's going to be salad for you. And woo! Here, have some
I'm
of
just
the
gonna sit here and
popcorn.
eat
This is
like
when
this.
we need an
No one
intern.
ever told me I was picking up the pizza, just that I was answering the door to get the delivery. So that's
What? That's all she was supposed to do?
All I know is that there was going to be pizza.
All right, so we're going to install. We're almost there. By the way, we're installing drivers. We're at about 95 watts at the wall for everything. Motherboard. How much? 16 gigs of RAM. It's like one fan. There's only like one fan running. And you can figure every fan non-RGB is maybe 3 watts, 5 watts, depending on the RPM. Maybe. Yeah? At the wall. That's on the other side of the power supply for people who don't know. So, all right.
Everyone loves you, Elena.
Everybody does love Elena. Oh, Gordon, guys, I was talking again. I don't care what he says. All his talking about this expensive hardware stuff. Where's Elena for? Where's my RTX 2080 Ti for $12? That Elena found a deal.
I think when I do the Premiere benchmarks, it's going to be,
It's gonna be night and
it's
day.
yeah,
It is
it's
going
going
to
to
be
be
night
way more than
and day.
50% difference.
You are going to be, yeah. It's. I think. How long did it take you to do your encode then?
Which encode?
Oh, you
Oh,
do
the
it-
Handbrake
just,
one?
Just typical. Well, not Handbrake, but
Yeah.
just say a Premiere export.
Well, 3 different projects. So the podcast was almost 50 minutes.
That's a long
So-
time.
Somebody
now
says
we're on
update the
podcast.
BIOS for XMP.
Yeah, that's
That
what I
makes
was thinking.
sense. That makes
That's
sense.
why it blew up, but we'll do that later.
Doing the last cam standing, Adam's most recent one, took about an hour and 15 minutes for an export.
Oh my God.
On like a 12-minute
and that's
video.
a 4K,
Yeah.
because it's 4K
That's 4K,
content and it's
yeah.
a 4K video.
Images, lots of scaling,
Yeah. How long did it take you?
keyframes.
Well, different settings because I just did straight up 4K setting YouTube.
Yeah,
Oh.
I use a different setting.
So we should do that. We should, well, I mean, not now, because
Yeah.
we're not going to download Premiere in it. But it took you an hour and 40 minutes to export that video?
Hour 15?
Hour and 15?
I mean,
Yeah.
that's pretty bad.
And just
I'm
like a
gonna-
regular 5-minute review video took 13 minutes.
I'm going to guess you're going to cut your export in half
At least, I
for
think.
that.
Yeah.
I think more than that.
Because you're going from i5, quad, no hyper-threading. One of the options I suggested to Dan was...
4-core, 4 threads.
Yeah.
So I have 3 times the threads.
But one thing I was saying is, like, why not just go, make this live out a little bit and go with a 2600K. 2600. I had a spare one.
But I feel like this I hope to keep me going, minus upgrading the video card at some point for the next 5+ years.
Okay.
That's my goal out of this.
How long do you
Yeah.
think they're going to stick on AM4?
Oh, many, many years.
So
That's actually one of the
He-
nice things about AMD is they don't.
if he were to upgrade his CPU in 5 years for Intel, would they still be on the same socket in 5 years?
No. But remember, DDR5 is coming, folks. 2 years from now, 24 months from now. I don't think it'll matter 12 months from now, 36 months from now.
Because prices will be so high, right?
Prices will be so high and it'll be so, it just
Hard to find.
won't be worth it. But once we get to
3 years. 2 years.
36 months from now, we could well be,
That's the
DDR5 is the standard where you do it and it's not gonna kill you to do it. There is a new version of FurMark. We're not gonna do it. We're just gonna go with what we got. So let's do, so right now, oh wait, I should also fire up.
I like the graphic on
Temps.
that.
People want to see temps.
So right now, the 980 Ti's at, 980 Ti's at 43C, 135 megahertz, of course, because we ain't doing nothing. So we have here, we have
Should we get going on a
XTU, we've got FurMark. I'm out of beer. I need a beer.
Bear.
In place, 50 watts. Let's do, should we do? 1.5, package TDP, nothing. Okay, let's do it. First, we're going to do in place, FFTs, Prime 95. This is the no AVX version.
How many calories?
So,
Doesn't
total
matter.
system power is 145 watts.
They don't show it on the can.
Eh?
They don't show it on the can.
104 calories.
Does it say it on the can?
Yeah.
Oh.
And 5 grams of carbs.
Oh, that's not bad. So,
Also, everyone's saying AM4 is going to last to 2020. Brad confirms.
yeah, which is, decent. You get one
That's
more.
not 5
You
more
roll
years.
one
Not
more out
5
of it.
years.
Ryzen 2 is going to be a pretty awesome part, I think.
But I would not upgrade in the next 2-3 years.
Well, but so look, here's the thing: is you could have gone with a 2600.
Oh, I see what
Pick
you're
up
saying.
4 more threads,
Yeah.
deal with it. But that is painful. I mean, if you're doing it because of home. So anyway, we are, just to give you an idea, core TDP is 69 watts. Our temps are, we're at 60. We saw that earlier. 60 watts on the CPU with the 212. So yeah, Hyper 212, way better than stock. And look, fine. You're all-in-one, you're cheap all-in-one, not gonna be better. Now let's do some FurMark. What do you want to do? I don't want to do default. Let's do 4K, 1440. We're gonna do 1440 FurMark default, running this.
So in this case, even when you just look at air cooling, there's no difference really, unless I was overclocking a lot more
Yeah.
to go like a Noctua, for example.
So we're running FurMark and Prime 95, 980 Ti, 400 watts.
Oh, okay.
That's a lot.
It's a lot, but And also, of course, people say, well, then your 550, which is what we thought it was, would have been fine. He hasn't hooked up any case fans. He has also 2 more SSDs and a hard drive.
And it's 7
optical
years
drive
old,
plug.
having run a lot.
I think a 550 would be really pushing it on a hot day in the summer playing games. This is, of course, worst case scenario. You are not finding games that use the CPU as in games like this or using GPU at the same time. So it's possible you could have lived with a 550, but I got to say, my opinion is hot summer day, the rest of your crap hooked up, I think you'd be pushing it. It would probably, you'd probably quit on you. So, but at 620, I think at 620 you would have been fine with. You could have lived with that. But 750, yeah, it's extra.
People
But-
are asking, why do you choose a 980?
But it was, so he didn't choose it. He's just simply borrowing it.
Yeah.
Oh, it's already done.
He had a 970.
Oh, I did this
Yeah,
for him.
and I would have kept the 970 for at least another year or so.
Let's do the stress
least.
test. So that was just the benchmark. Let's see. 403 with the stress test
Alone.
alone. And that is pretty low res. Let's kick it up to 1440 then.
So we probably have about 15 minutes before YouTube might kick us. So
Okay, all right, last one. We're gonna do GPU test as native res, full screen. A little harder on that. Still 404. Up in the resolution didn't seem to make a difference. But 400 watts with Prime 95, non-AVX, and with stress. Yeah. I would argue 550 is not enough because he still has to put 3 drives, 3 fans, and a hard drive in there. I think it'd be tough.
And if I upgrade later on to a new video card, at that point,
It goes down. Power consumption is good. You're looking at
okay.
a 28 nanometer match.
so it would actually get more efficient later, you think?
Yeah, I think that's one thing people got to remember. This is not a 10 series part, which were super efficient. This is a 9 series part. Not bad for its vintage, but it was a 28 nanometer GPU, so not great. But yeah, you could have saved your $60 and gone with the power supply, I think.
Kept the old one for a little longer.
Yeah.
nice. Well, people seem to be excited to hear, after a couple weeks, how your workload feels and
Yeah.
reporting
I do wanna
back
hear that.
on that. Because I think you're going to do some benchmarks. You're also going to do some actual,
I mean, we work
editing and gaming.
from home maybe once a week, so that'll give me, a good amount of editing. Because before, I couldn't even handle 4K footage.
Really?
But I think it's probably maybe the 8 gigs of RAM. I don't know. Also, I mean, it could do it, but it was like painful to edit because, trying to look at each frame and do a frame-by-frame edit is a little rough.
2500K is not going to be optimal for video editing, I gotta say.
Yeah.
So. But look, again, hey, Hyper 212 is doing really well. 61C. That yellow line right here. That's damn good for $20. And if this were the stock cooler, it would just start climbing for the stars. So
Nice.
not bad. Very nice. Nice build. Yeah, let's hear about it in a couple
Yeah.
of weeks. Right?
We did it.
I want to hear.
We did it. We did it fast.
Yeah.
And it worked
No
first
pizza.
time.
You had doubts. You said we weren't going to do it. You're
well,
like,
no, 'cause-
we're at an hour and a half, and
I didn't have doubts. I was just saying, we should,
good.
Should we do
Concerns.
Is there interest in a speed build? I just don't.
Oh yeah, there was somebody
Well-
saying that they would love to see you test to see how fast you could build because you always say you could do it in like half an hour, and I just
Oh, all right. Next time, let's just
He
do.
can do it in a
let's
half
do a half an
hour.
hour, 30
No.
minute to the desktop in 30
listen.
minutes.
If you weren't talking and you weren't doing anything,
like
of course you could build it. But like the way we do it here, where we're chatting,
But then
taking
you
questions.
know when he doesn't do it, he'll just blame you.
I know,
He'll be
yeah.
like, you're talking
Yeah.
to me too much.
And
It's too
I'll
many-
say, yeah,
he'll blame
that's the
audience.
idea.
He'll be like, would the audience rather see Gordon try to build it blindfolded? Or would they
not gonna
rather
happen.
see him try to build it fast?
I could do that 10 years ago. but
Also,
not
let's give
anymore.
him a cooler he's not familiar with and a motherboard he doesn't know which RAM slots go in.
But look, so stock MCE Auto, we are holding 4.3 on all 6 cores, all 12 threads. Prime 95. Right? And, okay, last thing. Sorry. Last thing, I just want to see. And we haven't, this is default curves for the, default curves for
Where are you
the-
answering the bench?
Yeah, we did, but we didn't look at the clock speeds. So single-threaded performance. Where's my XTU? Right? So what are we going to hold? So orange was before. Are we going to get higher single threaded clocks? Yeah, interesting. We're not.
It's only at 4,
4-4.
Oh, where is it? Oh, max core.
Yeah, 4-4. Maybe I should let it cool down a little bit. But yeah, we're looking at not great. I thought it would have been better. Oh wait, am I in the? Here we go.
There we go.
We should let it cool off a little bit. 4-5. What's the default? What's the boost? Default boost on a 8700K? 4.7? 4.8? 4.7, I think. So
So
4.4.
it's a 3.7 to 4.7, or is it 3.7 to 4.4?
I mean, that was, I should have let it cool off a little bit. We were coming off of.
I mean, we're going to do
5.95.
more proper benches later. This is just messing around right now.
So 4.5, we're seeing 4.5 in Cinebench. Right? Yeah. Yeah, and again, this is rolling the F2 BIOS. I bet they're up to F8 or F10 at this point, so definitely update the BIOS.
Up to the BIOS, plug everything in. I can I can do the power.
How are your fan curves? You may decide you want to run the fans on that Hyper 212 higher, so it's a nice build. It's a very nice build. It's way faster than what I have at home right now, so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you could have got it for cheaper.
Yeah, that's true.
Could have saved a nice $70. I think on
You
Black
could have. You
Friday
should have went
deals.
Ryzen. You should have got a new case.
Could have, yeah.
Could have got an RTX. Come on, Gordon.
I
Or
could have gotten a new case and just
Dan.
done a complete rebuild, or new build. True,
but
but I wouldn't have any use for the old one.
Paula says you have a hell of an editing machine, better than a Mac.
Yeah. It's definitely, what's the best you can get on a Mac Pro these days?
What, the
I'm-
trash can?
Yeah.
I'm sure it's just the 612.
6-core Westmere's, they didn't do
Yeah.
their.
They never
iMac
updated
Pro
it.
is sort of where they're pushing everybody.
Yeah, because that's where Threadripper. You got a Threadripper option, but it's still
Yeah.
I mean,
the
Skylake
the-
X, 1950.
No, they've got a Threadripper option on iMac Pro.
No.
Yeah, they
no.
sure do. They sure do.
No, dude.
Are you
just
sure?
like, what universe are you living
I don't
in?
think so, yeah.
Right now at home, Lisa Sue's like reading the paper, like, what? Apple's using Threadripper and iMac Pro? Oh my God, let me check the stock.
It's just the Vega.
It's Vega with a 19 or with the Skylake X. So 18 core Skylake X Xeon and
Oh.
yeah.
Man, why did I think there was a Threadripper?
Because you have stock in AMD and you're hoping to somehow goose it up
Also
by
because
accidentally
I don't
mentioning that.
give two poops about Apple.
Oh, yeah,
and
we'll
what they
see
do.
what the next year they're supposed to have a new one. So, supposed to. They've said
ARM-based Mac Pro.
it. Yeah.
Poop-based Mac Pro.
4.5. Yeah, I'm kind of disappointed. I thought we'd be pushing higher clocks.
The temperatures have been fine.
Oh yeah, because we're just running single-threaded. You can see yellow is your temperature, right? So we're looking at 60C when we're running multi-core, and then we get down to here. You can sort of see the impact of Cinebench, because it's not always going to be, this is a single thread. But I thought the clocks would be pushing higher clocks. It's not pushing a higher clock. For the most part, you're looking at 35 to 40C running a single-threaded load on this thing. So that's why this is a great tool. If you run Intel downloaded, this is a wonderful tool if you want to look at stuff, just to see what happens when you're doing crap. Tells you how fast the cache is running, the memory, all kinds of stuff. So
Cool. Awesome.
All right.
We did it.
Yeah.
Thanks everyone for tuning in.
Yeah.
And thank you, Dan, for building.
for sharing,
thanks-
this is his
thanks for
own
joining
build.
us.
Thank
Yeah.
you,
Dan's
Gordon.
own money.
My own real money.
Yeah. Thank you, Gordon, for drinking, and thanks to Elena for bringing some snacks.
Wait, is this a tax write-off now because you did it for work?
Damn straight.
I edited on this.
Yeah. Even if we didn't do the
The
build.
IRS agent during my audit, I have proof.
We also do video games on stream.
Yeah. True.
So
Very
I need
true.
to be up to date on the latest video game.
Yeah. There you go. Awesome. Cool. Let's. How about we go get some pizza?
Yeah,
I think
definitely.
it's pizza time.
Deal.
Option number 3.
All right. Cool. See everyone later.